Protect. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Suns leading scorer Devin Booker in health and safety protocols. He's out tonight versus the Trailblazers, 10 Eastern on ESPN TV. His absence another blow for NBA leading Phoenix, which is also missing the injured Chris Paul. Even after 10 losses in 13 games and the Lakers just 2 games away from falling out of the NBA's play-in tournament, LeBron James isn't giving up. A source close to LeBron told ESPN's Dave McMenamin he has no plans to shut down his season at any point. The Lakers' postseason, if they have one, will certainly be short, believes ESPN's Jalen Rose.
I applaud LeBron and the effort that he's played with overall, and the stats that he's put up have been outstanding. However, this Laker team is a first-round exit if they make it to the playoffs, and LeBron James's effort, along with the rest of his teammates, is a major catalyst for it.
NFL, the Cardinals announced they had given head coach Cliff Kingsbury and GM Steve Keim extensions through the 2027 season. The news comes as the team's in a public negotiation with quarterback Kyler Murray, who has let it be known this week he wants an extension.
Brought to you by Capital One Shopping. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Capital One Shopping. What's in your wallet? Savings and available coupons vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
And welcome in here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau down at Devoli's House of Cards and back already from the NFL Combine in Indianapolis. Just came back this morning, actually. So made it in time for Devoli's House of Cards in our weekly trip out here. Maybe we have a little pack battle. I think Austin's supposed to make his way here, but he might have put a typo into his map. We have Brian Middleton in today. And, Middleton, are you catching this? What's going on the text chain right now? We've got an interesting scenario going on.
No.
He says,
yeah, go ahead.
He shows me a location of where he's at, and he is at 1515 County Dock Road. Now, that looks like it's in Mandarin somewhere, kind of near Loretto Road. All right?
Uh-huh.
So what I'm thinking is, when I texted Austin 1515 County Road 210, it somehow showed up as County Dock, which means if he typed it in, he probably he's telling me, actually, that he clicked on the link and it sent him there.
I don't know,
that's
man.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, yeah, it does do that. That's crazy.
Wow.
Why does it do that? That's not good.
What is that, Google Maps?
That's on, what do I have? Google Maps, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's a disaster. It actually, yeah, all he did was click on it. It took him out there. But it changes the address. Changes from County Road to County Dock. Unbelievable, Brian.
Yeah, anyway. So how far is he then?
Well, I don't know what he's going to do now. Let's see. I'll tell him to try to get here. It's not going to make a difference either way.
Yeah.
If he's probably listening, so try to get here either way. By the time you get back to the studio or here, it's going to be about the same time.
There you go.
So we'll see where he ends up. He could end up with you. He could end up with me. Maybe it depends on his level of anger right now, too. Like, I don't know. Well, I would be mad.
It happens.
But I don't. That's a malfunction of Google Maps. Be careful, people.
If you're trying to go to County Road 210.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. That's a bizarre thing. That I basically just copied and pasted the address that I got, and it linked to a different address. I don't know how common that is. I'm terrible at directions anyway, so me getting lost or being late is obviously nothing new. But I didn't see that one coming here on a Wednesday. So we're down to Devoli's House of Cards. By the way, Foley's House of Cards, if you want to know, is 1515 County Road, 210 West. So basically right off 95. If you're coming down 95 South and exit 329, take a left, and just the opposite, obviously, if you're coming from the south and coming up the north side, so toward the north. But right off 95 basically is where Devoli's House of Cards is, and that's where we are until 6 p.m. What we like to do, and this is somewhat of a new thing, but we're going to do this quite a bit over the next few months on Wednesdays. And what we'd like to do is get some of the kids in here along the way and have some of the pack battles that we had last week. Last week it was Mark Devoli and me, and the pack battle was kind of fun. It was just, I didn't even know this existed, but we just opened a couple of packs of cards, and you make a decision of, well, the highest number wins, jersey number, or in our case, we did also the longest last name. And it's like playing war, and you get both sets of cards, basically, if you win. So that was kind of fun last week. And if you want to come on down, we'll do that from time to time here on Wednesdays, and we are going to try to do that today as well. So maybe we'll get some folks in here and have some fun with that. I was going to have Austin do it, but now I'm not sure if he's even going to show up here. So we'll see how that shakes out. Brian Middleton in for Casey Kurtz. Thanks for jumping in here for the next week or so, Brian. Hope you're doing well, and we appreciate you pushing all the buttons for the soon-to-be married Casey Kurtz.
That's what I'm saying, man. With my OT brethren, when he's experiencing such a life-changing event, I said, man, I got you. You go, you be with your fiance, your soon-to-be wife, man, I got you.
And so, Brian, by the way, in case you do Action Sports Jax OT, I'm assuming you guys aren't doing that tomorrow.
Not
since
tomorrow.
Casey's off.
Not tomorrow.
And I don't know anything around here. I just kind of follow along and do what Casey says now. And so I figured he was out. But so if you listen to Action Sports Jax OT, these guys started this a few months back, and it's on right after our show from 6 to 7, essentially Mondays and Thursdays for the most part. And if you don't know Brian Middleton, we've known Brian for quite a while working around the TV station. You have like 15 different jobs, don't you?
It feels like it since I've been a part of the TV station and the radio side. So it's something like that. But, yeah, definitely on the TV side, I do a couple of different things. And then on the radio side, that's where I initially started and I had my hands in a bunch of different stations and having a bunch of different responsibilities. So, yeah, you've done a little bit of everything, and by the way, very good on air as well, because he's done some mock TV sportscasts, and him and Casey do a great job on Action Sports Jax OT. Tell me this now: you do Master Control, which for people who don't know, like commercials and programming and everything that runs when people are watching TV. There's someone who operates that. Now, a lot of it's very automated, right, with the computer systems. Yes.
But there's still somebody who has to at least babysit it, and sometimes put out fires. Because that happens. Sometimes you have no control. Everybody always thinks that's like our fault locally, but sometimes it might be a national thing that goes wrong, and sometimes it is our fault locally. So the biggest complaint you get in Master Control has got to be like during a sporting event and there's weather and you get the crawl.
Yeah.
Like that. Now, you don't have to deal with that too much because you work the overnight shift.
Yeah, but so with the morning news, if something's happening, like maybe I don't know, a crime or some severe weather early in the morning, it could get a bit hectic on the crawl side too. So
I got you. Yeah, so you got to be a little careful. People get mad at the crawl, especially if it's in the middle of their sporting event, like golf.
Really?
Oh, yeah, really bad. Now, the newsroom probably get the call. You're probably immune to the call, but it all goes together. But really what I was getting at with you is how hard is it to not fall asleep on the overnight shift? Or are you constantly just watching every program that's on CBS 47 and Fox 30?
There we go. I'm a company man. Listen, your body has to adjust whenever you work that overnight shift. Some people call it a graveyard shift. I was like,
yes,
that's a bit dark.
Yeah,
but I guess I see why. Yeah, but there's a lot of coffee involved, a lot of caffeine, and then your body does adjust somewhat. So I'm kind of used to it at this point, but it is pretty tough, especially if you have a full day. If you're doing stuff right before work, like regular life things, then you're going to be struggling to right around 2 or 3 a.m. because my job, especially with the overnight, it's pretty much done an hour and a half once I get in. I have everything set up until news starts around 4:30 the next morning. So it kind of drags. So I have a lot of the Netflix, like I said, a lot of coffee, maybe thinking up some segment ideas for OT. So
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah, but so you got to stay awake, though. I mean, that's hard. Listen, don't worry about saying anything bad. The bosses don't listen to the show. We've established that. It's been 3 years. We've said enough about the bosses that nobody's even sent us a text or an email. So I'm pretty convinced they just don't listen to the show.
All right, good to
which
know.
is okay. So now you're a younger guy. I might be a little bit more careful than maybe me, but anyway, that's good that you don't. I mean, that can be a tough job. It's an important job, by the way, and especially on the overnight shift. That is the morning shift and the overnight shift. You never get used to. Your body never gets used to it. You can try, and there are some perks to it as well, but you never get used to it. So good to have Brian Middleton along with us. Hey, here's what I want to do early in the show. I know you pulled a soundbite, I think, from Doug Peterson yesterday. I didn't get to this yesterday at the NFL Combine. Of course, yesterday was a lot. Trent Baalke, Doug Peterson, the EVP, right, Executive Vice President role that is going to not happen, at least for now, for the Jaguars. It's been debated, discussed, all the rest. But I thought Peterson, he did something off to the side with us in the local media, and then also went on the podium. And there were a lot of Philadelphia writers there, and he had some fun quips with the Philly media. But he was asked about the Jacksonville Jaguars job by some. Again, these are people all over the country, and Peterson's a big name, having a Lombardi Trophy next to his name. And Brian, if you have the sound about when asked if it's the Jaguars have like a negative connotation, and is that a hard thing to flip? Is that real? Is it something that exists that you have to talk about to players, to coaches, to everybody else? And I thought it was a very genuine response from Doug Peterson.
Coach Reed took over a Chiefs team the year before. I think one game or 2 games the year before. And there's negativity, and there's a cloud, and you got to try to lift that cloud. And Jacksonville right now, until we prove otherwise, right? That's who we are. That's why I'm excited to really begin to work with this group and bring in another set of free agents, another round of draft picks, and having the resources that we have.
So that's Doug. He basically, he said, listen, it's a real thing, even before and after that a little bit more. So I like that. I like the fact that Doug Peterson has come in here and he said, listen, we're going forward. We're not going to sit here and look at the rearview mirror and say, hey, why did this go wrong and this went wrong? And I think it's a good move by Doug because there's so much that seriously has gone wrong. You could spend all your time prepping for the season backwards rather than forwards. So I get what he's talking about, and I'm sure things will arise and be like, this is the way it used to be done, or this was one of the problems, and those things happen naturally anyway, even if you are trying to look ahead. But I also like the fact that Doug is not afraid to say, hey, listen, this has been an issue. When you win 4 games over the last couple of years, and even if you look the longer term, if you want to go back just a longer, like 4 years, even when it was almost the Eagles and Doug Peterson against the Jags and Doug Marrone, ever since then, some of the things that have transpired from a keeping player, a lack of doing that, like Ramsey and Ngakoue and other things, and then, of course, all the losses. So he acknowledges that that's a real thing, and I like that. I think that's good. Now, there's a lot of talk going around yesterday that part of the reason that Shad Khan has paused the idea of an executive vice president is Doug Peterson has enough of a reputation around the league that even agents have said, hey, it's not going to be a problem getting guys to Jacksonville. Like, don't worry about Trent Baalke or whatever, all this stuff that a lot of people had assumed or thought might be the case, or Jacksonville might be the case of why somebody might not come here. And at least that was the story going around, that Doug Peterson smooths that over just because of who he is, the Lombardi Trophy, the good guy that he is, and players will want to play in his offense and for him. So we'll see if that comes to fruition during free agency. But it's an interesting kind of turnabout from what over the last couple of months people thought could be a problem in signing some people with the Jacksonville Jaguars, or if you go back a few years under Tom Coughlin with the NFLPA problems and the grievances when the NFLPA issued a statement about Jacksonville. I will say this, Shad Khan told us this months ago, and I tend to agree with him on this, and I know right now a lot of people don't agree with Shad on a lot of fronts, but I agree with him. It's about the money. In free agency, it's always about the money, or 99% of the time about the money. And so Jacksonville has an advantage over a lot of teams, despite their record, despite some of the perception, despite some of the issues. They have an advantage. Why? Because their bank account is bigger than others in the NFL. And so you can throw more money at people. And hopefully that's the way it goes for the Jacksonville Jaguars, because that's another part of this that we're going to get into today is we're going to go a little deeper on, and this is what everybody loves, right? Spending Shad Khan's money. Trent Baalke said they're going to be very aggressive. I even asked him later in that interview, which I don't think we played, do you have to worry about that 3 out of 4 years spending thing? He's like, we're not going to have to worry about that. So he is going to spend. They are going to spend. He joked about spending Shad Khan's money. So I think people feel good about that the Jags are going to go try to hit a home run and make a splash in free agency and add to this football team that needs a lot of players and impact players. But you still have to be careful when you do that. So who will they go get? Who should they go get? How much money should they spend? We're going to talk about that just a little bit. Maybe I'll hold off and see if Austin makes it either back to the studio or here before talking on that front. So the big story this week for the Jags continues to be Doug Peterson. This is his team, and this is him changing the culture. One other thought about yesterday that I continue to hear, and I've said this over the last couple of months when we were looking for a new coach here in Jacksonville, and I thought all the negativity was going about, and maybe the narrative was being set forth by other people instead of the organization because they were so quiet on the coaching front. And I said this in this respect: who's defending the organization? Well, I feel like right now the Jaguars have some defenders to the organization, and it's actually Baalke and, more importantly, probably Doug Peterson. If you listen to what they're saying at the podium or with us yesterday in the small local media scrum after, listen to what they're saying and how many times they say, we have to do what's right for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have to do what's right for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I have really wondered that out loud and privately about a lot of different facets of this organization, and mainly because it's the NFL in general. There's a baseline of toxicity that exists in the NFL. That is fact. Whether people want to admit it or not, that's fact. And how they get, if that level of toxicity goes up, usually it's because you're losing or you have problems. If it goes down, it's usually because you're winning and doing pretty well. But my curiosity around here in Jacksonville has been who's defending the organization or who's doing right by the organization, because it's a selfish league. It's everybody's looking out for themselves, and everybody needs to save their job when the you-know-what hits the fan. And so I really feel like over the last few years, we've had a revolving door of people that might say that they're doing what's best for the Jags, but are they always doing what's right for the Jags, or are they on the side looking out for themselves? And I think that's natural. They have good jobs. They're trying to save their jobs. It's important for their family, all these things. But there's so much of that in the NFL because having an NFL job is a pretty good gig from a player standpoint or a coaching standpoint that I think you get a lot of that. Well, I think that's what I like about Doug Peterson coming in here. He might have something to prove, but he's already been to the mountaintop. He said it yesterday. He's got a second lease on life. I think you can make the case that Trent Baalke, if stuff hits the fan, is going to try to protect Trent Baalke. I think that's been a little bit of his MO, and that's been the reports, and that's been the disdain, really, around Baalke as such over these last couple months and even the last couple of years of his career in the NFL. But I don't see that with Peterson. Everybody says he's a genuine good guy. I think he means well when he says he wants what's right for the organization. I think he knows what can be right. Now can he act on that? It's one thing to say it. You've got to act on it. But I like that temperament coming from Doug Peterson. And Baalke was saying that too. Shad Khan needs people who are doing right by the Jacksonville Jaguars. What's best for the Jacksonville Jaguars organization should be the first question in every move. Not what's right for me, how do I look good, what's going to make me look better. Those are things that I think maybe they don't get asked out loud, but I think that's the way the league works sometimes. Yeah. That's the way it can work, especially when you don't do well in Jacksonville. So I think it's important that Doug Peterson not only says that stuff, but he also acts on it and does the right thing. Hey, guess who's joining us?
What up, man?
How you doing? I'm good. You got here quick after that.
Yeah, I was a good 15 minutes away.
That was fast.
Yeah.
I thought I'd have to get through a couple segments without you.
No, thankfully the wrong directions weren't that wrong, I guess, in the end of the day.
Did you see? Did you hear me? I explained what happened. That was crazy.
I didn't hear you.
It's bizarre that the Google Maps.
Well, did you try to use the link?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You were right.
Did it take you to the docks?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know what happened.
What's going on at the docks here in Jacksonville?
You tell me, man.
I mean,
but I mean, that's that was. I mean, okay, Brian. So for instance, because I mean, definitely part of my fault. Should have just Googled it myself. I was a little busy though. But if someone sends you the link, you got to trust that link, right?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And I put my trust in the wrong thing, man. and now I'm late. And trust me, I'm very punctual. So sometimes when I'm late, it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. Well,
it's not how I was raised.
I'm not taking blame for this.
You don't got to take blame, but I'm just saying where I'm coming from. If you give me a link and I use it, I expect that link to work.
Listen, I am not, by the way. I didn't even say anything bad about you.
Oh, no, I heard the show. I was driving here listening to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything bad about you.
You're all right.
I said bad about Google Maps.
Yeah, for sure.
We called Google Maps
Hey,
out.
Google Maps, step your game up a little bit.
I mean, I've already called Starbucks out today and Google Maps.
Man, it's one of those days.
I actually didn't call Starbucks out. I called the people that make Starbucks. I still like Starbucks.
What happened with Starbucks? Did they mess up your order?
No, they did great.
So what
but
happened with Starbucks?
I was in the airport. That's why the other people, I didn't explain that. And so I've got like, well, why don't you just go to Wawa or Dunkin' or this? I was like, well, I was in the airport.
Yeah.
And by the way, I like Starbucks. I really do.
Yep.
But it's like nauseating to listen to somebody make an order at Starbucks. Like nobody
Coffee
just
shop,
gets
though, huh?
coffee.
Well,
it's like I'll have a splash of this and this and this, and can you hold the? I can't even talk like that.
That's like going to Subway and complaining, well, you guys are taking too long with all your ingredients. Well, of course you're taking too long. It's a coffee shop. It's a sub shop.
Nobody gets coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah, because there's so many options, man. Hey, that's on you. Don't blame Starbucks.
I'm not blaming Starbucks. I'm blaming the people. I'm like
don't blame the people.
Yeah,
either.
I mean you shouldn't need that much in your drink. All right, you shouldn't need just be simple people.
How
complicated is that person's life?
I'm a simple type of dude, man. Call me Leonard
minutes.
Skinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm a simple type of dude, but at the same time, I mean, if you got an extensive order at Starbucks, I'm not going to knock you for that. They got like so many combinations.
I just want, we're out in the Devoli's House of Cards.
Yeah,
we're yelling and screaming, but wait till you hear. So out of this room right here.
Okay.
That's where all the fun comes from.
Okay.
All right.
Is that where like all the?
That's where they're breaking the cards, and that's where we get a bang or.
Okay.
So you'll hear it.
Is there a sports book in there too?
Yeah. Not yet.
I know. Hey, it's coming.
It's coming soon.
Yep.
Hey, now that's a good combination.
Got to pass that vote. Yeah.
Blow this wall out and get a sports
Talk
book
to local
over
congressman, everybody.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Serious conversation about free agency. How much are the Jaguars really going to spend? What does very aggressive mean? What can they do? We talk about it on ESPN 690. We're live at Devoli's House of Cards. Come on down. Have some fun. We're here until 6 o'clock.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny and mild today. The afternoon high in the mid to upper 70s. Clearing and still quite chilly tonight, dropping into the mid 40s. But a partly sunny and warm Thursday and Friday with highs in the lower 80s. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Before you buy a diamond anywhere, shop Beard's Diamonds.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
The Big Ten is up, and if you're in the market for an amazing pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, then get ready to start your engine during the Ready, Set, Go event going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Choose from 350 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. That's all makes and models. Arlington will even help get you financed. Plus, with Arlington's 30-day exchange program, you get 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. It's the Ready, Set, Go event at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
The weather is getting better. The Players' Championship, Masters, and more majors are on the way. It's that time of year for golf fever. Play a lot of golf, just don't pay a lot for the golf. Order the 2022 Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses have raised their rates. You can play for less. The Dream 18 card has even more value in 2022. Discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor as well. Plus, you'll receive free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. $69. That's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charities as well. Buy the card at Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com to order the Dream 18 card, the best discount golf card at the best price in town.
The right time for the best water is right now. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure your family's water is clean, healthy, and tastes great. CGC Water's done that for my family for a handful of years now, and it all starts with a Connecticut system. American-made and installed by the pros at CGC Water Treatment. Contact CGC Water Treatment now for your free water test. Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, twin-tank, non-electric systems that use less salt and water during regeneration. Right now, save up to $600 on select system packages. Financing available with approved credit. Just call CGC Water at 904-552-1242 and ask about the Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Celsius is energizing Gate River Run competitors and fans with a variety of delicious, sugar-free flavors. Grab a free sample at the Gate River Run and stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for more sampling. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Great news from Rocket Mortgage. You could unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In fact, in the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. That means you could unlock thousands of dollars. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock all that cash in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up, because nobody knows how long these low rates will last. Put your hard-earned money to work. Make your life better. Build a home office, remodel your kitchen, or simply save that cash for a rainy day. Today's rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.25%, 3.48% APR, so you can lock in a great low monthly payment. When you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. That's 833-8ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
When I looked around at the opportunities that may come up in the NFL, Jacksonville for me was an opportunity that I really embraced, and I was hoping that we would get to this where I'm at today. Just because of the team, the youth of the team, having a young quarterback, a quarterback that I liked. And so for me, that was the target. You know, it went, I think, 30-something plus days before I interviewed again. But still, there was always that anticipation and that hope that, you know, it was going to come true. And I'm just excited that and really thankful to, you know, Mr. Khan for the opportunity and get a chance to work with Trent and the team.
That is Doug Peterson on Tuesday at the NFL Combine. Jaguars now going to work with a lot of interviews. By the way, they'd already been doing a little bit of that. 45 formal interviews. And then there's a bunch of informal interviews. And Doug kind of explained the process to us a little bit yesterday, where some of the assistant coaches will go to certain positions. And basically that's like a wait in the line. That's like me trying to get an interview, you know, with somebody. Yeah. And you might have to wait in line. And that's what the assistant coaches do, too, and just grab them for a few minutes. And all of this stuff will go kind of come back, and they'll have reports on it, and then they start building their board, and that's the way this process works for Doug Peterson and just about every other NFL team. I'm assuming most teams do it all the same. There's probably not a lot of differentiation. amongst the league when it comes to that. Brent Martin, Austin Lane, we're down at Tivoli's House of Cards. You just got a little tour of the place, didn't you?
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
We'll have some fun. We'll always have some fun down here. It's a great spot, by the way, for the show each and every day, but especially on Wednesdays. And Mike Trout was a big pull earlier today, is what I heard. Luka, they had a Luka pull.
Yeah.
You got to wonder can we get a Ja Morant?
Man,
Morant, crazy.
I'll tell you what, if that's the case, I'm leaving the store now and just walking in the pocket, and I'm going home. if I got a Ja Morant, I'm just letting you guys know right now in advance. I'm from Murray State, so it is what it is.
Yeah, Ja is probably pretty hot right now.
Yeah.
What I wondered, I asked guys back there, I said, has MLB taken a hit because of the lockout?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to remember now, baseball cards, it's not like when a lot of everybody grew up where baseball cards were king. That's not the case anymore anyway. You can get Ja Morant, you can get the NFL cards. There's a lot of different valuable cards, not just baseball. He said not really taking a hit. I think just because it's a temporary thing, most people believe at least, in Major League Baseball. Speaking of money, one of the headline things that came out of yesterday was Trent Baalke. And again, I thought Trent Baalke was pretty transparent with the media about some of the things that they might do, or he didn't seem like he was being coy very much. Yeah. And one of them was really being very transparent, saying, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to spend money. Now, he couched it a little bit with, hey, we're also going to be smart, but because they believe what you and so many other players believe, he'll be careful bringing guys in for big bucks if they don't perform. Because what does it say to your locker room? That's a dangerous thing for a culture of a football team and a football building and a football franchise. And I think we've seen a little bit of that here, quite frankly, and other people have too. But they're going to spend. When they say they're going to spend, what does that mean to you? They're going to spend all of it? They're just going to go after and get that one of the top flight guys? Because last year they talked value. And, well, they got value. I mean, listen, Agnew and Ford were great value picks. But the other guys were just guys. You know, Roy Robertson-Harris flashed a little bit. Rayshon Jenkins was a little bit disappointing. I think Shaq Griffin was good. But it wasn't like this $65, $70 million, $80 million, $90 million contract that we've seen in the past, like a guy like Calais Campbell. Are we going to see that this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see bigger names this time around because it takes more than a couple big free agents, but that's where you can start from. You know, it's going to start from the draft, right? It's going to start from the foundation. But I think when you have the most salary cap, or at least the second most salary cap in the entire NFL, you have to use that. You know, scared money don't make money. So I think when it comes down to it, now I don't see them getting like 12 different guys here and trying to replace an entire roster. But what I do see is getting vital pieces to hopefully help Trevor Lawrence out, or vital pieces on defense to play complementary football, and once again, help Trevor Lawrence out. So when you say you're going to spend a lot of money in free agency, it's not so much the quantity, I feel like. It's going to be the quality of player that the Jaguars are looking for.
Yeah, and that tells me a lot, though. If it's not – because last year it was quantity.
Correct.
They signed a lot of free agents. They tried to redo this roster from a value standpoint. I think they tried to get a little older, too. Have some veteran experience on this football team because they knew there were a lot of young places. And, again, I think young is like the worst excuse anymore because everybody's young. But there is an element where you still want to have a good locker room, and I think they did a good job of that. Like, glossed over is the fact that the Jaguars were bad. They had a miserable year, a year of dysfunction, and the locker room never blew up. You know, I mean, guys like Shaq Griffin, whoever else, Trevor, or whoever else you want to give credit to, I think a lot of guys kept that thing together, and a little bit of it felt like it's us against them, the coaching staff, and maybe that's why it worked. But there is that element of it that you've got to be aware of, and I think that's where the veterans come in. So I think I agree with what you're saying. You go from, I don't even remember how many was accomplished. Let's just say it's 10 free agents or something last year, and now you might really get 2 big free agents and drop all the way down to the B- C+ guys, right?
Yeah.
But you're really trying to get blue chippers because the Jacksonville Jaguars don't have enough blue chip guys. That's the problem. That's one of the big problems. They don't have enough of their own guys getting second contracts. That was acknowledged yesterday by both Baalke and Peterson. But they really just don't have enough bona fide Pro Bowl, all-pro kind of players. And you need a certain amount of those to win in the NFL. You look at every team that's good, they probably have 3 or 4 of those on each side of the ball. The number to me is somewhere between 6 and 8 guys that can threaten the Pro Bowl or threaten an All-Pro season or be amongst the best at their position. When the Jags in 2017 did their thing, they had that. A lot of it was on the defensive side of the ball. But the Jags need more of that. Even Josh Allen, who you can make the case, or Miles Jack, the best players on defense, haven't really proven to be that kind of guy yet. Now, we think they have that capability in a good situation, but they haven't proven to be that kind of guy yet for them, for this football team. And, of course, if you can get some of those guys and Trevor to be that guy, well, now you're on to something.
Well, and it remains to be seen with guys like Josh Allen and Miles Jack. We have seen the glimpses, but we haven't seen the consistency year in and year out. And the thought is when you add better players around them, that kind of takes the burden off them a little bit, allows them to play a little more, and then now all of a sudden you have something special, right? I mean, I call it the Aaron Donald effect. It doesn't matter what defensive end you put next to Aaron Donald, he should have success. Whether it's Dante Fowler, Clay Matthews, who I think at the time might have been 45 years old, still having, the double-digit sacks. It's the Aaron Donald effect, and you don't really have that effect right now in Jacksonville. You had that with Calais Campbell, Josh Allen's best year. Arguably maybe Miles Jack's best year as well. That's not a coincidence. So, yes, the more great players you can surround your great players with, it's going to have a huge benefit to that.
Yeah, I think so, too. Is it worth the Jacksonville Jaguars trying to – is Chandler Jones too old?
No.
Or is that an okay play?
I mean, I'm okay with that play. Going off resume, yeah, he checks out. Obviously, it's more of the injury history, the age, but this is where free agency comes in. Sometimes you got to take that gamble. And I think he's a guy that's worth taking a gamble on. In terms of edge, the Jaguars need that, right? You're talking about a team last year that finished with one of the worst, quarterback sack rates in the entire NFL. You immediately boost your chances of being more successful with a guy like Chandler Jones, pending he's healthy. But once again, you want to talk about a guy who can take some pressure, take the burden off Josh Allen. Chandler Jones is that guy, and he's played multiple defenses, and I still think he has a lot left in the tank.
I just clicked on a list, okay, of it's a top 100 list.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the top 10 for this. And this could
Can
go
I try to guess it? A couple of them?
Sure.
Free agents this year?
Free agents, top 10. And what I want to do here, just to give you some context, is I want to ask you, do you think one of those guys, that's like a blue-chip guy, most likely, or at least that has played like a blue-chip guy, that's going to be an $80 to $90 to $100 million guy potentially in an open market, depending on position, of course. Do you think the Jags land one of those kind of guys? And maybe it's a guy in the top 12 on this list. Who knows? But, so go ahead. Give me a couple.
So this is any position?
All positions. Top 100 free agents, I've got top 10 of them.
So Chandler Jones.
Yep.
Von Miller.
Yep.
Chris Godwin.
Yes.
Taron Armstead.
Yes.
Mike Williams.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't forget the most important one.
The most important one. Oh, you talking about quarterback? What?
No.
The most important one.
You just named the wide receiver.
Yeah, I said Chris Godwin and Mike Williams.
Yeah.
The most important. Oh, Devante Adams.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Devante Adams. Yeah, good call. See, but he's not even on my radar. He's not coming to Jacksonville. I know.
As of now, he's a free agent.
Man, how many more did I
got? You did well, by the way. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Dude from Patriots. I can't think of his name.
Yes, J.C. Jackson.
Thank you very much,
very
Jackson.
Good. That's 6.
It's almost like I saw this list before I came here. No, I didn't.
Well, I think most lists are in. It depends.
They're in the same realm. Zach. I don't think Zach Ertz is top 10. That's pretty much all I got. Off the top of my head.
I'll give you Allen Robinson's on the list.
Oh, okay.
Teron Armstead's on the list, and Orlando Brown and Marcus Williams from the Saints.
Okay.
So that's in this list. Okay, I mean, you could go down some more. There's guys like Jesse Bates, Clowney. See, like, how good is this class if Clowney is the 12th guy on the list?
Yeah.
Like, are we overvaluing the class? Because Clowney doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Does he do anything for you? If the Jags were to splash and get Clowney, I mean, this is a guy that couldn't even get like a $3 million deal.
I think you're going to get Clowney at a discount just because that's where he's at in his career right now. But in terms of the on-the-field presence, I think you can do better.
Okay, so let me go down the list a little bit more, at least again, I have one list. These could shuffle around. So it's Clowney, Randy Gregory, Carlton Davis, Odell Beckham Jr., Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Scherf, Tyrann Mathieu, Jameis Winston, that's not in play, obviously, Hassan Reddick, Emmanuel Agba, Dalton Schultz, Mike Gesicki, Harold Landry, Ryan Jensen. That's like the top 25, okay? I give you those top 25, which all could be pretty big deals. How many of those are like the Jags getting? Like, how many are they going to get two of those 25 guys? You could eliminate quarterback, which I guess would be a Winston in this list.
Yeah. I mean, I would almost eliminate.
Would you eliminate safety? Do you think the Jags are okay at safety? They're not going to spend, right? They got Rayshon Jenkins. They drafted Andre Sisco.
I think right now.
They got Andrew Wingert.
Be careful now. I think there's other pressing needs besides safety, yes.
I still wonder, like a guy like Tyrann Mathieu, does he make any sense here as a playmaker and a guy that has a nose for the ball when you have not been able to get turnovers at all?
You talking about his versatility?
Yeah.
See, this is Trent Bulk got you, didn't he?
No.
Because this has got Trent Bulk written all over it.
Well,
he's versatile.
I'm looking for playmakers.
But where are you going to put him?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was
going to need that answer.
Asking.
Offensive tackle, I mean, like, I think you can throw the bank at Terran Armstead. I don't know if you're going to get him, though. Just because, and I heard you on the way here, money says everything, and yeah, to a point, but also it's, I think, the team that you go to. I think there's a reason last year why you had two of the best tight ends in the league go to the same team in Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith in terms of free agency. Those are the top two guys, and they chose to go to the same team to take away each other's reps. Yeah, they did. You know why? Because New England Patriots.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes teams do have that culture built in where it's like, you know what, I'm willing to take a pay cut if I can go to a team with a good culture and try to win a Super Bowl.
I'm going to give you a scenario when we come back. We're live at Devoli's House of Cards, talking a little free agency for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're on the cusp of it, folks. Time to spend Shad Khan's money. We'll do it on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
A lot happening on the campus of the University of North Florida. Go to UNFOspreys.com for news, schedules, results, and to buy tickets as well. The end of the basketball season is upon us. Men's and women's basketball winding down, heading into March. But the spring season is here. Not only on the horizon, but it's already started. Softball underway and off to a good start. Baseball opening up as well. UNFOspreys.com. News, schedules, results, and tickets. UNFOspreys.com.
Get help managing your money for the life and years ahead. With Fidelity Income Planning, we'll look at what you've saved, what you'll need, and build a straightforward plan to generate income, even when you're not working. A plan that gives you the chance to grow your savings and create cash flow that lasts. Plus, you can start, stop, or adjust your plan at any time without the unnecessary fees. Talk to us today so we can help you go from saving to living. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Florida children are eligible for head-to-toe coverage through the Florida Kid Care program, which is high-quality, affordable health and dental coverage with cost as low as $15 a month. To assist families applying for Florida Kid Care or Medicaid and increase enrollment in the Florida Kid Care program, the Players Center for Child Health with Wolfson Children's Hospital offers free application assistance. For appointments, call 904-202-WELL. That's 904-202-9355. Habla Español.
Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good. It's more than food. It's about the flavor, the tradition. It's barbecue, and it's who we are at Bono's. Locally smoked since 1949. Almost 20 locations around Jacksonville. On the menu, smokehouse stackers, sandwiches, salads, sides, and Bono's family feast. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. Authentic traditional Southern barbecue. Feel the flavor, feel the community. Bono's Pit Barbecue. Yeah, it's good.
Just be confident. Community First makes smarter banking simple so you can relax knowing you're managing your money the right way. Yours. Visit justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
Most of us get back pain and neck pain, too. Maybe you have an injury or you're trying to prevent an injury. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center can help you. I just got an adjustment with Rhett and his team last week. I got massage therapy, too. It works. It doesn't matter where you are in town. There is a 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center near you on the south side in St. Augustine and the newest location on the west side. If you've had personal injury due to an accident, look up 904chiro.com. Take care of you with 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center.
We are live here in Daly's.
On Wednesday, March 2nd, All Elite Wrestling is coming home.
The hottest ticket in town.
The countdown to Revolution is on.
It's going to be a wild and crazy, unpredictable night, I can tell you that.
Will you be there live when AEW Dynamite returns to Daly's Place in Jacksonville?
Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, my God.
The best in the world, CM Punk, MJF.
But I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hangman Page, Adam Cole. Chris Jericho, Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, Dr. Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Darby Allin, the Icon Sting.
This is Sting!
And all your favorite AEW stars will headline this amazing night of elite professional wrestling action. Don't miss one of the most important shows of the year. Be a part of the AEW Live experience at Daly's Place. Tickets are on sale now and start at $20 plus fees. Go to AEWTix.com.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
With thousands of dollars in new tax credits this year, Jackson Hewitt understands there's a lot at stake this tax season. We have 102 reasons to switch to a Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro, like giving you $100 just to switch. So that's 100. Then we'll track down every last tax credit so you get every dollar you deserve. That's 101. Finally, we guarantee you'll get your biggest refund. That's 102. Want to discover 103? Book an appointment at a participating location near you. Offer ends March 6th. Available at participating retail locations for new clients only. Mention this ad when filing. Terms apply. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jax. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine him in Baltimore in that offense and how they use a plethora of running backs to do different things? I like the thought of that. Listen, we talking about Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants like they hamstrung. Saquon Barkley should want to get the hell out of New York. I think it's fresh start time. I think he needs an opportunity to go somewhere else and just wipe the slate clean. He's dealt with injuries. He's dealt with being on a bad team as well. And from that rookie season, we all saw what we thought we would see consistently when he came out of Penn State.
We're talking about Saquon Barkley could be on the block. Well, I don't know about on the block, but at least available for an offer. Would you be interested in Saquon Barkley?
Here's the thing about Doug Peterson. He loves his running backs, and he loves versatile running backs. When Saquon Barkley is healthy, you're talking about a top 2, top 3 versatile running back in the National Football League. Now, healthy is the big caveat. And what would it cost to get Saquon Barkley is also the caveat. I think if the price was right, I mean, it would have to be very right. I could think of crazier scenarios, but I'm thinking like, you know, they're going to want a second-round pick at least or a first-round pick, and there's no way you're going to sacrifice that much capital for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, it's just too risky.
So if we're talking about late-round pick, then maybe the cash, obviously, but you can't give away your draft capital up front when it's top-loaded.
It's really too risky for the Jacksonville Jaguars to do, and really most any team to do, based on what they're probably going to want for him. He's a super marketable player. His upside's unbelievable if he does stay healthy. I mean, it'd be like trading for Zion Williamson right now. That's how Barkley feels like to me. He's got like this tremendous upside, but disappointed because of injuries or other reasons. And so he feels like he can be that kind of star in the NFL. He's an unbelievable, freaky athlete. But if you can't count on him, and by the way, the Jags would really not be in a desperation mode for that position, given the fact they do have James Robinson and ETN. And Doug Peterson did say yesterday, yeah, he's a little bit concerned. There might be concern about the injuries that those guys had, but at least he knows they're going to be available. They're going to be here. Well, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to be here, but there has to be concern. Because right now your starting backfield are coming off of 2 major injuries. You know, James Robinson, we've had on the show saying that he's well ahead of schedule, and I believe him when it comes to that Achilles. And I think from the Liz Frank perspective of Travis Etienne, I've had that injury, and yeah, I would say by the time training camp comes around, he should be full speed dead ahead. But you don't know that. That's not a guarantee. So, once again, if it was at the right price and it was like a fire sale, then by all means pull that trigger on Saquon Barkley. But New York's going to want a lot for him, and I just don't think the value is going to be there for that.
Yeah, by the way, I would say one other thing for the Jags' perspective is you already have an injured backfield. Bring one more guy in that might be injured.
Well, I think the fact is that if you bring in three guys, if you have three guys that are somewhat injured, one of those guys
pan out.
I think would, he can only roll the dice so much.
Yeah, Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Brian Middleton in for Casey Kurtz, who's off to his wedding this week. We are down at DeVoli's House of Cards right here on 210, and come on out, say hello. Till 6 o'clock we will be here. All right, I wanted to give you a scenario in free agency. Mm-hmm. We threw a bunch of names out there and say, okay, are the Jags going to get one or two of those top 20, 25 guys? Are they going to spend like that? We feel like there's a chance they do try to make a splash and spend like that. You got to get the right guy now. A guy that's going to perform. You can't miss what it could do to the locker room, all those things that we've talked about for days, weeks, and even years here on the show. But Teron Armstead is a bona fide tackle. He's a proven guy. He's going to be expensive. Chandler Jones has one of the best resumes and maybe the most underrated player in the National Football League, quite frankly. And Brenson Buckner is the defensive line coach. So you can make a case of why the Jags could maybe go spend on both positions. Would you rather Armstead or Cam Robinson if you were going to extend Cam? Well, probably go get Armstead instead, even at 31 years old, even though Cam's a bit younger. Chandler Jones is 32 years old, but that's not ancient for a pass rusher. And he could still get it done for another 3-4 years here in Jacksonville if they were to sign him. It's going to cost you big bucks. Mm-hmm. Which one would you do? If I gave you those two options, those two guys are on the table, you're picking one. What are you doing for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Between Armstead and who else?
Armstead and Chandler Jones.
I'm taking Chandler Jones because I believe that Armstead, while he's a heck of a player, probably, the second best player in this free agent class next to Devante Adams, I just feel like Chandler Jones is going to be, in terms of playmaking ability, in terms of, probably the most important position. You can go back and forth. I'm a defensive-minded guy, so you know how I feel about it. But I think in terms of having influence on the game, I think Chandler Jones could be a game changer. I think if you look at this NFL draft, and you have a guy like Evan Neal, you're comfortable with him, being over Armstead. I'm not sure how comfortable I am saying, all right, if you got Thibodeau, if you got Hutchinson, how confident are you in those guys over Chandler Jones their first year? I'm probably not that confident. I would probably take Chandler Jones. So I'm leaning Chandler Jones.
Well, and I think you just answered the question the way I would answer the question, and that is, I think the risky guys are in this draft the pass rushers at the top. If you have four players that you're picking from, Ekwonu, Neal, both at the offensive tackle spot, and then you have Hutchinson and Thibodeau. Let's just say those guys. Big guys, positions of need, very conservative approach with those kind of positions if you have the number one overall pick. But I do think Hutchinson comes with a ceiling that's probably lower than most as a number one overall pick if you were to pick him. I think he could be consistently good, but I'm not sure he's consistently great. And I think Thibodeau comes with concern, hit or miss. I'm not sure Neal or Ekwonu do. I think those guys look like hit guys. A lot of people think those guys are going to be really good players. So it protects you at number one if you go get the guy you know what he's capable of doing in Chandler Jones rather than Armstead.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think it's kind of more – I think the draft at the top is dictating to me, go get the pass rusher in free agency if you can land somebody like that. Now, if you're talking about Clowney or something, I'm not sure I buy that. Like, again, if that's where we're going to, if we're going from Chandler Jones to Clowney or Chandler Jones, Von Miller, and then it's down to Clowney, that loses a lot of luster for me in terms of the dollars being spent on that position.
Who would you rather have right now, Chandler Jones or Von Miller?
I believe I would rather have Chandler Jones.
Okay.
For some reason, and it's an age difference of a year, I feel like Chandler Jones is consistent and maybe has still that step in him. Okay. I feel like at times over the last 2 years I've seen a lack of step in Von Miller. I feel like he's declining a little bit, but then he really popped, and his numbers still say pretty good.
Yeah.
But he really popped when the time – maybe he was just doing that. Maybe it's just like, hey, I'll play when I need to play. Because some of those guys can do that. That's how talented they are. But I have a little bit of – in my mind, I feel like Von Miller's declining a little bit. I don't feel like that about Chandler Jones, which begs the question, Austin, two things. Who's better to take a chance on in your early 30s, a tackle or a pass rusher?
Oh, I think if you know that tackle is legit, I think the safer play would be the tackle then.
Even at 31 rather than a 32-year-old pass rusher?
But if you look at, we talked about this before, you look at Von Miller this past season.
No, I know, 9.5 sacks.
He still had 9.5 sacks,
Yeah.
and then he had 9.5 sacks. It would have been, I'm sorry, he had 8 sacks in the previous year, and 14.5 the previous year.
Yeah.
So,
but are you buying the name a little bit in Von Miller?
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
But I'm also buying the name in Chandler Jones.
Yeah, I feel like Miller's price tag goes up more because of his name. He's been more of a star in the league, it feels like. I think Chandler's very underrated.
No, for sure. I just think that, though, in terms of the safe pick, then it would be offensive tackle. Because once that first step goes, once your speed goes, depending on what kind of rusher you are, and if we're talking about Von Miller, he is a speed rusher. He's speed to counter. That's been his bread and butter. Then, yeah, once you lose that step, it's going to affect you on how you rush the passer. You know, that's why I always say, like, Justin Houston. There could always be a market for Justin Houston because I share locker room with him in Kansas City. And in terms of the bull rush, nobody does it better. That's the thing with bull rushing, though. That's always going to be there. If you still have because the strength is the last thing to go, right?
Yeah.
First it's the speed, and then it's the strength. Well, if you can hold on to your strength, you got a shot. And, like, Houston obviously rushes a lot different than Von Miller does. So if you're going after a speed guy on the edge, then, yes, I think you do have to be concerned with age, with durability, and how much you can bring to the table for the next couple of years.
Yeah, and I do wonder, are the Jags ready to go get a 32-year-old free agent? Are they ready to win like that? That usually means like you're missing one piece. That's where the Jags have to be a little careful, too. Are they building for 2-3 years down the road? And by the time they're ready to win big, is that guy now 35? They have to be careful of that. We'll be back. We're live at Devote's House of Cards down here in St. Johns County. Come on by. Say hello. Be here until 6 o'clock. We'll be right back on ESPN 690.
Tobacco-Free Florida knows how hard it is to quit nicotine, which is why we offer different quit options to choose from for free, like 24/7 quit coaches available over the phone and free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're even experimenting with 80s pop music.
I'm giving you up, giving you up, giving you up. I'm letting you never come back to smoke. I'll never come back to smoke. I'll never come back. I'm giving you up.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Celsius is energizing Gate River Run competitors and fans with a variety of delicious sugar-free flavors. Grab a free sample at the Gate River Run and stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for more sampling. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
The Big Ten is up, and you know what that means. Get ready, get set, go to Arlington Toyota for the Ready, Set, Go event going on now. Leave it to our friends over at Arlington to have over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And with 4.7 out of 5 stars and over 14,000 Google reviews, you know you'll be one happy customer. Don't wait. Shop the Ready, Set, Go event in Arlington's state-of-the-art showroom or online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you know why you see so much camera footage of crimes? Wasn't the camera supposed to deter the crime in the first place? That's because they weren't safe touch cameras. You don't want to see someone breaking into your car. You want to see it before it happens. That's what safe touch cameras do. They alert you via text or video notification beforehand, giving you time to react to the situation. And safe touch cameras have 24/7 video storage in the cloud, the safest and securest way to store important events that only you, the safe touch customer, control. And here's the best news yet. You can get the safe touch surveillance system with
3-color cameras, 24-hour recording, secure storage for as little as $39.95 per month, including 24/7 service, cloud storage, and camera warranty. Camera installation is additional charge. This system will work with any security system or no security system at all. Or bundle the 2-way communicator package for additional savings. Find out how you can get a free survey and demonstration at safetouch.com. State license number EF0000233.
One night in Daytona is unlike any other. Daytona Supercross, happening Saturday, March 5th at the World Center of Racing. Nowhere gets you closer to the action. Nobody but Ricky Carmichael could design this course. It's the one and only AMA Supercross event in Florida. Be there as the biggest names battle it out, under the lights in what's sure to be a race for the record books. Get your tickets and trackside access by calling 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visiting DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into cash and get a closing cost credit from RP Funding. Call 855-773-8634.
Terms and conditions apply. We must 7168 equal housing.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
We're out of the brand name, but we do have the generic version of
Serene's Pharmacy can't keep up with allergy season.
Who's next in line?
They need certified technicians to alleviate the headache.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry for the wait. We'll have your prescription filled soon. I need some help.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Head coach Cliff Kingsbury and GM Steve Keim through the 2027 season. At the NFL Combine, Seahawks coach Pete Carroll said the team has no intention of trading quarterback Russell Wilson this offseason. Wilson repeatedly has said he hopes to stay in Seattle.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
I don't want to see LeBron James stumble down the stretch fighting for a 9 or 10 seed and have something happen to him.
More from the guys Thursday morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
We came into these negotiations understanding that the landscape across the game has changed and that more young players more than ever are entering the game and producing at high levels than we've ever seen before. We as players wanted to address that and obviously raise their level of compensation up relative to league revenues so that better reflected that compensation level. And so as we navigated through the process, we still feel that there's dollars to be allocated towards them that would fairly compensate their contributions on the field more so than what's on the table at this point.
I don't even know who's in charge on the players' side who's speaking for the players. Who was that, Brian Middleton?
Max Scherzer. I can't say
that
his
was last Scherzer? name.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a list.
Really?
Scherzer. Yeah.
Scherzer. Scherzer driving the Porsches. Obviously, the Major League Baseball has a lockout going now, and they're going to cancel games. And it's been a lockout for a while. They've been negotiating. So it's too bad. I still wonder if everybody's trying to make it out to be bigger than it is at the moment. I don't feel that. As a baseball fan, I don't feel like, oh, my gosh, I'm so mad at Major League Baseball that I'm never going to watch again. I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'd like to tell you that, yeah, I'm never going to watch or buy a ticket, or I'm not. That's not me. Like, I'll be there if they end up playing 120 games. I never was there, though, in the 90s either. Like, I didn't need Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa to hit home runs to get me back.
Yeah.
I understand some people do. But there's a business element of sports that whether we like it or not, it does exist, and these things do happen sometimes. Do I think it's selfish and stupid and got to this point? Yeah. I think it's ridiculous that they know that this was a possibility, and they wait until the deadlines anyway. They could have been talking the entire month of December and January if they're trying to hammer things out for what's right for baseball, what's fair. So you got two what is perceived to be greedy sides, and the fan is somewhere in the middle, and they don't care about the fans. They obviously care about taking care of the game financially and the players financially. I thought it was interesting what Scherzer said because one of the deals that I've heard, this is one thing that I've been explained to, and I don't get in the weeds on this, what they're arguing about, because some of it's very complex, from luxury tax stuff to Rule 5 stuff to whatever else. I know this. They're trying to get the minimum up, and I like that. Because I think there's this perceived notion, and you know this too, that if you play a professional sport, you are like a millionaire for life and you're set for life. If you do at least one or two things right with your money. Well, that's a bad perception because that's not true. There's Scherzer who makes a gazillion dollars and he's set, and so is his kids and their kids and their kids and their kids and their kids. Yes, that exists. That exists in sports. But there's also a lot of players that are just trying to survive, make a living, feed their families, really, and hopefully get a contract like that by performance.
Yeah.
Well, that feeds into the other side of it, where in Major League Baseball, those kind of contracts, because of the ownership and the teams owning a lot of their rights early in their career, and because it takes a long time to get to the big leagues sometimes, by the time they hit the big money, well, you're up to like 28, 29, 30 years old in some cases. Well, the athlete then starts to decline. You can't live up to the contract on the back half of it. So what the athlete's trying to do a little bit, is my understanding, is get some of that bigger money earlier.
Yeah.
Where they can have it in their prime, perform to the contract, and maybe hit again. Like that's what the NFL guys do. You talk about Chandler Jones. We've talked about Calais Campbell. They play their rookie deal. They sign another deal. And then at 31, 32-year-old, they sign another deal.
Sure.
Like, if you can, that's the ideal situation. You go back to Yannick Ngakoue. That was one of the things, one side or the other wanted a short-term deal because they wanted to get him to, like, age 29 because he was so young. If he could, at age 28 or 29, he could then hit for the mega deal again. So that would be his third contract. Pass rushers can really do that. Quarterbacks can do that as well. And so I think that's what Major League Baseball and the players are trying to do. Say, hey, can we cash in when we're, like, playing our best baseball rather than be getting paid, like, $680,000 during that time?
No, I'm not mad at it. You know, with the longevity of the season, you want a bigger piece of the pie, and you're entitled to that. Now, you also have guaranteed contracts.
Well, that is
coming
nice.
from a former NFL player, that's nice to have.
That is very nice. It's a huge distinction between the NFL and everything else.
It's everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's everything. So,
which is asinine in reality because you guys, meaning football players, play the most violent of sports.
Let them know, Brent. Let them know. Yeah.
No, it really is.
I know.
And I'm not sure 100% of contracts should be guaranteed. I don't know enough about it. I'd have to hear both sides. But I do think there should be more guaranteed rather than week to week.
Correct.
Which essentially is. I mean, for many of the players, it's a week-to-week paycheck.
Yeah. Then you're doing Uber. You know, it is what it is. not knocking on that. That was fun.
Which, by the way, is safe.
That was a good time. Yeah, well, it depends what time you're at the beach bars at, man, because you get some of those crazy drunk people in there, you know.
Yeah, and there are a lot more people driving on the roads in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
How about this? I'll tell you an Uber story.
It's probably a lot more sanitary in the NFL than it is an Uber sometimes.
How crazy is this?
What do you got?
Weber and I land in Indianapolis on Monday.
Yeah.
We got there early, and so we end up doing the shows, as you know, and everything. And so I think we got there right around, let's just say it's 12:30. So we have an Uber driver pick us up. This morning we leave the hotel at 6 o'clock, or it's 6:15, and same Uber driver.
Really?
How's that happen?
Wow.
It's the same Uber driver.
That's
like pulling a 1-for-1 here at the Voley's House of Cards.
That's almost like a Jamar Chase season's greetings to a crew. It's that rare.
Now I got nothing for it. In fact, I had to pay to get the same Uber driver.
Did the guy recognize you?
He might have Stewart, because Stewart actually booked it.
I got you.
So
Yeah.
I think he did.
Weird.
But How crazy is that?
That's just, I mean, when I used to drive Uber for a couple of years, that happened to me once where I got the same people, and they were kind of freaked out by it. And I'm like, hey, I don't make the calls. It's like I'm stalking
Like
guys.
in a drop-off pickup?
Yeah, drop pickoff thing. Yeah, like I literally drop somebody off at the beach, and
I'm not stalking you guys.
Yeah, and like 4 hours later, they were done at the beach and ready to go home, and here comes me again. So yeah, it's kind of a trip.
I know. I'm trying to figure out
Pun intended.
why would that happen?
Yeah.
Does that just mean there's a lack of Uber drivers?
Yeah, usually if there's a lack of Uber drivers, your area is going to be a lot bigger. This is downtown Indianapolis?
Yeah.
Well, see, it shouldn't be like that in downtown Indianapolis.
I know. Yeah, but it's a
What day was it? I mean, it was a weekday.
Monday and today.
Yeah.
But you got the combine coming in, too, which means people are coming in out of town.
True.
Well, really, we probably not many people exiting town. We got out there earlier than most people would. But I'm just like, how about the irony there? That's
it's
wild.
Insane. I wonder, because I've been out the game now for a while, because, you used to have, like, surge pricing, right? So when the demand was high, that's when you make your money. Like, I wonder if they saw the surge pricing, like, for stuff like the combine or, obviously the Super Bowl in L.A. I can't imagine what the prices were like in L.A.
I guess I didn't experience the Super Bowl part. I wonder, too, because they were pretty expensive when we went out. We were the Rams. To the Rams game, and we were Ubering a lot.
Yep.
And just going to sightsee a little.
Yep.
And they were pretty – it was pretty expensive, like which I naturally thought it would be.
Yeah.
And then you go, like, on a Friday night or Saturday night, you get it bumped up a little bit.
Sure.
Like when we went to the Staples Center in the game we didn't see. By the way, shout out to Vivid Seats. They have refunded my money.
Oh, they got back to you?
Yeah.
So what is this, 5 months after the fact?
Yeah, they've said they've been backed up. Guess
what
why they've been backed up?
What a great commercial for
Guess
them.
why?
I don't know.
The excuse that everybody's used for 2 years.
Got hacked?
Coronavirus. Pandemic.
That you work from home, though? Or?
I don't know. When in doubt,
what does that mean?
When in doubt over the last 2 years,
use the
blame
coronavirus?
the virus.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you're not in the – okay. I feel like you can do that job at home, but okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, I got you.
Well, maybe because all the canceled events like earlier that they got.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know,
Listen,
Brent.
I ain't making excuses for it.
They're
I
not
got my
doing
money
any
back.
favors. Okay, but it took long enough.
It did. It took several phone calls and a lot.
Was there like a discounted coupon that you can use for future?
You know what's funny is they actually did send me a
okay,
coupon
well, there we
as
go.
well.
Well, then you got to mention that as well.
Yeah.
Now that's customer service.
That's good customer
We're talking
service.
about 25%, 30%?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
Well, I mean, how much was it? Because there's concerts coming to town.
Yeah, I'll have to check.
Okay. All right, well,
I just saw that I got
want to
like
throw a little
$316
want to throw a little
back,
coupon my way, with some of the concerts coming to town,
So, anyway, I think it's a rare feat that happened today.
Well, congratulations. I found that. Are you tweeting them right now too?
Not Uber.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that.
Vivid Seats.
No.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I should probably have.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. They've done enough. Don't give them the free shout out.
Yeah, true.
Brent, you underestimate the influence that you have in this city.
Well, they're a more global thing. So.
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't know how much business Vivid Seats does in Jacksonville.
We're an NFL market.
True.
So I think we do a little bit.
That business has gotten very competitive, by the way. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
It was, but for the longest time, it was StubHub.
Well, it's Ticketmaster.
Well,
I think, for the
Ticketmaster.
longest. Yeah.
And Ticketmaster, I still think is the safest way to go.
Yeah, I like it.
If you can. But it was interesting what we found out in Ticketmaster. I think I told you this when it all happened. Is that an hour before the game time, that part shut down. Like you couldn't get them.
Yep.
But then there was StubHub.
Okay.
I felt like that was like the big one.
Yep.
And then Vivid Seats came along.
Yep.
But now they got like SeatGeek.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Doing a commercial for all of them.
Guy on Street.
Is that real?
Guys on Street selling tickets. Yes, Brent.
Oh, Guys on Streets.
Yeah, Guys on Streets.
Actually, the old scalpers.
Yeah.
Is that legal here in Jacksonville?
I mean, I don't know. I ain't gonna snitch on anybody.
Used to be like a big I remember back when I was going to games with my dad.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "What is that?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, that's illegal," and everything's hush hush.
Yeah.
But I think there's rules now where like you can do it, but you can't be like right on the property, or you got to be across the street.
I mean, I'm not trying to snitch, but I feel like if it was illegal, I wouldn't see as many people as I do at events.
Yeah.
And like not even discreet about it.
It might be one of those things like where it's illegal, but nobody's going to stop.
Okay. I mean, when you have a giant 10x10 sign that says "I need tickets," you're not really keeping a low profile. So I don't think you're worried about the police. So I think you're okay.
Does anybody know? Have you ever heard a story where those guys are making a ton of money?
They keep on. I see the same people every single year, so I think they're doing okay. I don't know. See, to me, it's just risky though, right? Because say like,
Yeah, you go buy like 16
Yeah.
tickets or something, then you can't. Can you get rid of them? Like, well, here's what I wonder. Seriously.
Okay.
The Jags are 2-12.
Yeah.
The name your team, Indianapolis Colts or whoever, are coming to town.
Yeah.
There's plenty of seats available.
Oh, see, Brent, that's why you're not a businessman like I am. Forget the Jaguars. And until they're like Super Bowl contenders.
But I still see the people that go out there saying, I need
see
tickets.
them too. But if it's me.
What do you need tickets for?
I know, I hear you. But if it's me, Jonas Brothers. If it's me, top 40.
Yeah, that's where
country
they make
music,
their money.
That's where they make their money, I think. Because there's always a Jonas Brothers bump.
Yeah, they probably don't make a lot, even on maybe like in the Bills postseason game.
Yeah.
Made a lot, or some games that make a lot from the Jags.
Yeah.
But the stadium's so big.
Yeah.
To your point.
Yeah.
You probably make more on a concert venue.
Yeah. I'm just saying, if we're ever hurting for ratings, just go ahead and tease. We got Jonas Brothers tickets.
Yes.
And
do we have to follow through?
And what? Well, for a day, if we're trying to reach our goals, by the end of the month, kind of like how police got to do with pulling people over.
Yeah.
If you want to get that,
got to get the quota.
If you want to reach that maximum quota in one day, just tease little Jonas Brothers tickets. And see
Is
what
the
happens.
quota a thing in police work? Is it really a thing, or has that become like a like myth?
I don't know, man. I was doing 95 here, and nobody said anything. So I don't know.
What's the statute of limitations on that trip?
It's the start
over
of
here?
March, though. It's the start
Well,
of
it's
March.
early. You're like, I'm cool. It's March 2nd.
Yeah. So,
now, if it was February 27th,
I'm
you would
done.
have been like,
yeah,
60.
they're probably
I'll
like,
see you at 4.
We're just gonna let him go, man. It's the start of the month. We'll get him later.
But I wonder, is that it used to be a thing, and I think it was legit. Like there was a quote.
Oh, I still think it's
because my best friend's dad was a cop. Back home.
Yeah.
And but now I start to wonder. I'm like, is it still a thing?
I don't know.
I gotta ask somebody. I know, but I
you
never
gotta
asked that question.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if it's still a thing.
I mean, if I was a cop, that'd be me because I procrastinate everything. You know what I'm saying? So I would be literally, it'd be my job. I mean, if you're 2 miles per hour, sorry, you broke the speed limit, and I gotta give you a ticket.
Here's my theory on that, and I love first responders and the police and everybody else.
Go on.
But I think the speed trap things shouldn't be legal.
Oh no,
I don't think they should.
But
because
they're
just
there
trying
for
to
a
get
reason.
you.
Well, they're trying to keep you safe, though.
Are they really, or are they trying to get you?
Well, I mean, but
if
the
you're
law.
going 55 and a 45, are you being unsafe, or are they trying to get you?
Well, you're going 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. I didn't make the rules, man. I just abide. Sometimes I abide by.
They're trying. In some places, they're trying to get you. They shut that down in Waldo.
Sure. Well, I thought there was a rule too that I read somewhere where if they are to take a speed trap, you have to be able to see them at all times, right? Like you can't hide behind a covering and not see the police, and all of a sudden they get you. They have to be within viewing distance.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure their lights have to be on.
Lights have to be on. Is that still a thing?
I think so. I mean, it's in my back pocket one day if I need it. I'm pulling that one out first. Dude,
when's the last time you got a ticket?
Oh. It's been a year. I have no idea.
I know. I got knock on wood. I can't believe I shouldn't even bring this up because I'm going to go home. I'm going to get one on my way home.
Yeah.
No, I feel like I have not. I went on a roll. I was on a roll. In Albany, New York, I got tickets. I think I got 2 in one day one time in Albany, New York.
Okay.
And then I got 4 of them over. I was going to that class trying to get points off my thing, left and right.
Trying to get that Leonard Fournette treatment. I got you.
Yeah, and and I think the last one I had Georgia. You got to be careful now. I was in the Valdosta area.
They don't play around in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my last ticket might have been in Georgia.
Yeah, it was Valdosta. We're going to a tournament.
Yeah,
it was one exit away.
It was some small town I remember, and I was 12 over.
Georgia will get you.
Yeah, and they're not they're giving you a ticket too. It's not it was an accident. No, you're getting a ticket.
We love you, JSO and Highway Patrolman.
Yeah,
just telling you. Love you.
You
Come say hi at Devoli's House of Cards. Just don't follow us home.
Do you want to hear a crazy story quick about getting tickets and stuff? So the last time I probably got pulled over, it was 3 years ago back home in Wisconsin. And I was in the town of Appleton. We've heard of Appleton. It's right by Green Bay. So I get pulled over, and I'm doing 15 miles per hour the speed, over. So I'm probably getting a ticket. So the guy runs my information, and I'm in my mom's car, by the way, too. So super classy because I didn't have my car. I was back home for the holidays. So it's my wife, it's myself, and then my friend Andrew. Get pulled over. Guy runs my information, comes back. I'm like, all right, here comes a ticket. It is what it is. I was being respectful, but here comes a ticket. Dude goes to me, he's like, you know Julian? I'm like, yeah, Julian. You mean my grandpa Julian? He's like, you're Julian's grandson. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, here you go.
The beekeeper?
Yeah, the beekeeper. We were literally like an hour and some change away from where I grew up. And hey, name travels, man.
Grandpa's a legend.
Oh, he is. No, he really is, though. He is a legend. But the fact that I got out of a ticket because I was Julian's grandson was – and obviously my wife was shaking her head like, how does that happen?
How does that happen?
Because it's like I pulled a Super Bowl ring out of my butt. You know, I was literally just – I'm Julian's grandson. And then my friend Andrew was in the back. And he goes, that's it? That's all it is? And then the guy walked away. Yeah. So people were upset, but –
I'm probably due for a ticket. But
so I'm just saying, if you find yourself in Wisconsin without me, you get pulled over.
Julian.
Just say that you know
Don't
Julian.
drop your name. Drop Julian.
No, don't drop my name. I ain't going to do you nothing. I'll get you probably in more trouble. But I'm just saying, just say Julian. You're good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
What ticket is this for Austin?
Yeah.
Hey, let's get Steven on the line real quick. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Hopefully we're keeping everyone safe out there on the roads. Hopefully you're driving not through tunnels, but safely, Steven.
No, I'm not. I just wanted to get your opinion. I like the idea of Chandler Jones, but my only thing is, he started off red hot last year in that first game and then kind of fizzled out like a bottle rocket. I just wanted to get your opinion on maybe a guy like Hassan Reddick, who also, 2 years ago played with Arizona, so there is a connection with Buckner as well. I mean, for the last 2 years, he has 23.5 sacks and 8 forced fumbles. And, I mean, even switching teams to Carolina, the production never went away. And he is younger. I would be more, at least if it were me, I would be a little more comfortable handing him a 3 to 4 year deal, given he's a lot younger than Chandler Jones. And I just wanted to get your opinion on him.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Here's the story on Hassan Reddick from a production standpoint. Well, I'd tell you that if I didn't just flip off it. I have his stats right in front of me. I was ready for you. He's missed some games in his career, both his rookie season and only played or started 3. Actually, he didn't miss games. He only started 3. Mm-hmm. And when he was 25, he started 5 games. But, of course, you got some people on that team like Chandler Jones. Eventually. He has 31 career sacks, 12.5 2 years ago with Arizona, 11 last year with Carolina. Yeah. So good production.
Yeah.
Certainly a cheaper route,
a
younger route.
Too. I mean, this is a guy who was kind of like a prove-it kind of year,
yeah.
And you feel like he did in Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, again, 11 sacks, is that going to break the bank?
No, but I think in terms of the potential, because it was 11 then 12 the previous year, you said?
Yeah.
And how old is he?
He's only 27.
Yeah, so there's a lot to like there.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's going to be 28 years old. And, see, I think that fits the Jags. Now, here's the deal. We're talking about splash free agency. See, to me, Hassan Reddick, I don't think maybe he will. He's a pass rusher. He's in the prime. He's coming off 2 double-digit years. Is that enough? Is there going to be a market for Hassan Reddick to go get $80 million over 5 years? I mean, the money's crazy in the NFL. So maybe that is the case. Maybe he can get that kind of money. And is that the play for the Jags? I could make the case that is the play for the Jags because, one, I thought it might be a little bit cheaper than Chandler Jones. But even if it's not, I think getting 5 years of play of age, or at least 4, on Hassan Reddick might be more valuable. Because the risk you are taking with Jones is that he's about to dive off a cliff in terms of his production and career.
No,
I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, guys lose it. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's risky. And I said earlier, are the Jags ready to win to the point where if you get 1 or 2 more years from Chandler Jones that you're really getting your money's worth?
Yeah.
Now, if you get Hassan Reddick on a 5-year deal, well, he might be able to help you climb the ladder and help you win when he's 29, 30 years old and take you to the promised land.
So, Pro Football Focus has, they do just kind of like their, in theory, kind of money he could generate. They said that he could get a 3-year deal worth $35 million.
Well, see, he's going for – it's funny how these guys are all positioning for another payday.
One. Yeah.
So 3 years, what, 45?
35.
35? Oh, gosh, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
See, I don't know what the tape looks like. I haven't studied Hassan Reddick. But from a production standpoint, I could see the Jaguars going that route and then giving Josh Allen, by the way, a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
And now you've got your bookend guys.
Then you're probably going to take Evan Neal then in the draft,
and then you would take Evan Neal.
Yeah.
So
or whoever the tackle is.
Yeah, whatever one.
Like,
but I'm leaning toward an Evan Neal kind of guy. So that'd be interesting. That's a good question, Steve, and I think that could be the case. And that's why I do think age kind of matters here. I mean, listen, I proposed the other day on social media, Brenton Buckner bring back Chandler Jones and Calais Campbell. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
But again, is that logical?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's logical at their age. Yeah. Like where the Jags are at. It's probably logical for those two guys to go to a contender, make them into a championship team, and sail off into the sunset. So we'll see what happens. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. It's time to do a pack battle. We've got some kids in here too. I like that. So let's unveil.
Are we on a team here, or am I going to go against you?
I don't need. No, I'm probably not going to be in this one.
Okay.
I mean, I beat Mark Devoli so bad last week.
Oh, wow, really?
I'm just taking myself on. Actually, I think he would.
I was going to say, the arrogance of you, huh?
Yeah. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Devoli's House of Cards until 6 o'clock.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Mostly to partly sunny and mild today. The afternoon high in the mid to upper 70s. Clear and still quite chilly tonight, dropping into the mid 40s. But a partly sunny and warm Thursday and Friday with highs in the lower 80s. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. A half carat to 10. Beard's Diamonds has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hey, does your car still only play CDs? No Bluetooth? No CarPlay? You've got an old car, my friend. You know what's better than an old car? A less old car. Get a car or truck that's new to you with a great used car loan from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Get pre-approved for a loan and shop at any dealership in town. Get a low rate and get rid of that old car today. Apply online at 1to1fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Most of us get back pain and neck pain, too. Maybe you have an injury or you're trying to prevent an injury. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center can help you. I just got an adjustment with Rhett and his team last week. I got massage therapy, too. It works. It doesn't matter where you are in town. There is a 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center near you on the south side in St. Augustine and the newest location on the west side. If you've had personal injury due to an accident, look up 904chiro.com. Take care of you with 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center.
If you've been involved in a slip and fall accident and are not sure what to do, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Celsius is energizing Gate River Run competitors and fans with a variety of delicious, sugar-free flavors. Grab a free sample at the Gate River Run and stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for more sampling. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
The Big Ten is up, and if you're in the market for an amazing pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, then get ready to start your engine during the Ready, Set, Go event going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Choose from 350 pre-owned on the lot and ready to test drive. That's all makes and models. Arlington will even help get you financed. Plus, with Arlington's 30-day exchange program, you get 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it. It's the Ready, Set, Go event at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
North Florida is one of the golf capitals in America, and our customers get to spend a lot of time on the golf course because
they'll never have to paint their house again.
Rhino Shield is a superior alternative to paint and vinyl siding and is unlike any other paint or coating. It comes with a 25-year warranty, it's maintenance-free, and is guaranteed not to chip, peel, bubble, or crack.
Bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
Book now to take advantage of our spring special, just in time for the tournament. Save up to 25% off, but hurry, book now because our installation schedule is filling up fast. Call Rhino Shield today, 904-519-5055, 904-519-5055, or find us online at rhinoshieldjax.com. That's rhinoshieldjax.com.
Just be laid back,
Community First makes smarter borrowing simple so you can relax, knowing your loan fits your life and your budget. Apply at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At Panera, you can say yes to both of your cravings. We call it You Pick Two. And with over 465 pairings, you'll find a meal sure to satisfy any mood. Are you feeling both fresh and fun? Pick our Fuji apple salad with a new Thai chicken soup. Or maybe you're feeling classic and bold. Pair some creamy mac and cheese with our new Citrus Asian Crunch salad. Pick your perfect pair and order a You Pick Two today. Panera, the familiar made fantastic.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
It's a little different than the whole college process where you're recruiting, you go on visits, and then you choose. So this is a completely different process where, you kind of sit and wait, and you got to see where you end up going. And, I can promise, it doesn't matter where I go, I'll be extremely excited. Like I said before, a dream of mine to play in the NFL, so hopefully that'll come true here soon. The NFL game, it's been a dream of mine since I can remember, going back to when I first picked up a football, my first memories of football, watching Sundays with my family, having friends come over when you're young, and all those things. It's just a dream of mine, and to kind of be sitting here, it's surreal, but it's everything that I expected to do, and I'm right where I said I'd be.
That could be one of 300 prospects at the NFL Combine. I'm going with Kenny Pickett.
I didn't hear anything. Go ahead and give me, I don't know, man. I got nothing, sorry.
What you got,
I
Brian?
wasn't paying attention.
It's Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it is.
Like that wasn't in the email or something. Okay, whatever.
You did not email that.
That was in the email.
All right, so here's the deal.
Yeah, speaking of emails, this should have been in the email.
No, I know.
Well, how to play this game.
I'm still learning this.
Okay.
I can't explain the rules to everybody. Mark DeVoli and I did this last week when we were here.
Yeah.
You were off on knocking somebody out.
Yeah.
And so this is the first time we've tried this.
Okay.
We've actually got contestants.
Yeah.
Now, don't do as bad as folks. Did you see the Wheel of Fortune thing?
Oh, yeah, that was bad.
That was disgusting.
That was I felt better about myself.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Wheel of Fortune,
like,
I don't know when it was,
yeah,
but it's floating around social media.
Yep.
It's like 2 minutes of video, and it's stupidity at its greatest.
They should have all lost their money.
They should have.
They should have been thrown off the show.
Pat Sajak should have retired.
Pat should have ran a comb through that beautiful hair of his and just said, I'm out of here. I can't deal with these guys.
Of course. Caleb, how old are you? Caleb's 11.
Yeah.
He's never heard of Wheel of Fortune probably.
Oh, yeah.
You got it?
Come on,
all right,
Brent. He knows who Pat Sajak is. Vanna White. Legends.
Yeah, I'm not sure he knows who they are, but he's heard of Wheel of Fortune.
Do you know who Larry Bird is? Probably not. Oh,
yeah, you do.
That's impressive.
Atta baby.
Brent paid you to say that one.
Henner Harvey right here.
How you doing,
Big
man?
Auburn fan.
Nice to meet you, dude.
Is Auburn going to win the national title? So we got a packed battle. Here's what we're doing. So we've got this Mosaic 2021.
Yes.
So we're always looking for quarterbacks.
Correct.
But as we always pull the cards and we want to deliver a bang on the show, we're not really looking for that here necessarily.
Yeah. See, this kind of evens the playing field because I feel like you guys knew that I pull bangers nonstop, and now you want to say, well, let's pull the lowest number instead.
And, well, Caleb says we go highest jersey or lowest jersey. He's going with lowest jersey.
Yep.
Probably based on height. He was going the lowest here against Henner. And you.
Yeah.
So Caleb is going to take on Henner for 2 packs.
Okay.
And then they each have a pack to go against you.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's do it. Go ahead, guys.
So
you start opening up.
The prelims are
You
okay.
got, yeah,
Do I open mine up or not?
I wouldn't open it up yet. Go ahead. You guys got to go. Caleb first.
Okay.
And so the deal is the lowest jersey number.
Yep.
And here's some of if you're looking on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, you can see some of the nice cards from this set.
All right, let's see how they're opening.
Honeycomb and what's the other one? Genesis. There we go. It's like I'm cheating on a test. What's our lowest number so far? Caleb? 2.
Caleb's got a 2.
Who is 2? Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
You're in trouble, he said. By the way, Caleb's been talking some trash.
Caleb's got some trash talk.
I like it.
And Caleb got a bang, too.
He got a literal bang.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts bang.
This might be the winner of the pack.
Oh, I see a fancy one there. Daniel Sorensen, though.
Daniel Sorensen.
Yeah. PFF's not having that one.
Good looking,
no,
but not so good.
Yeah. And who else did you get there? Number 27? Oh, Larry Johnson. Classic.
Larry Johnson, classic.
Yeah.
All right. You get his pack of cards. That's how it works.
That's yours, man.
You just went from 4 to 8, and you get Jalen Hurts. Take care of that now.
That's what we call inflation.
I hope you washed your hands, Caleb. We've learned a lot about this. Do we need a top loader?
All right, so now, do we need a top loader or not?
Let them go again. One more.
Okay, let them go again.
Let's see if Henner can get them back. Seriously, it's like war, which is a great game.
Caleb just gets right into the form here. You're more of kind of like it's Christmas. You're trying to save the wrapping paper.
Caleb, do you collect baseball, football, basketball, football? All right. And Henner's a baseball guy.
Okay. Drew Brees, Man of the Year. Is that the honeycomb one?
I know. Does that look?
I can't. I mean, it looks.
We just saw like a J.J. Watt one was pretty good.
No, I don't think that's a honeycomb. I don't know.
You got Patrick Mahomes. Does Patrick Mahomes get you excited?
Christian Barmore. I wanted him here in Jacksonville, unfortunately.
So you got 8.
You got Drew Brees. What's Drew Brees? Oh, 9.
Oh,
yeah.
Henner.
Man.
Caleb's taking. He said he was going to win, and he's winning.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, it's time to get humbled now. You ready to roll? You ready?
Caleb, are you ready to lose?
You ready to get humbled?
You ready to get humbled?
Well, we got this on camera just to make sure that the humbling is going to be televised.
I love this guy.
I know.
See, he knows your hands are registered weapons.
Oh, it's
so
all
you can't
good.
Send them
it's
into,
all
like,
good
the
when I'm
parking
pulling
lot.
Justin Fields after Justin Fields. You ready to roll? See, I already had him pre-open too.
Caleb, you come down to Devoli's House of Cards a bunch?
Max Crosby.
3rd time. See, you dragged Dad here. See, this is the best part about the card stuff. Either Dad dragged him here at first and now he loves it, or he dragged Dad here and Dad loves it.
What number is that?
Ooh, Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh, okay, nice. I got Tom Brady.
Oh wait, you got to hold on Henner because you got to do against his second pack.
Terrell Davis. Ooh, I got a single digit here. Oh, I got 8. Elijah Moore. Yep. Let's go ahead and collect that. Appreciate that, little man. Yep.
First L.
Welcome to the real world.
Hey.
Yep. Can't always win them, can you? Yep.
Listen, it's probably better not to make Austin mad.
Yep.
I mean, he's
Hey,
scary.
said what I was going to do, and I did it. All right, you up next?
Hey, by the way, he also got who'd you get from Carolina? Sam Darnold.
Oh, yeah, Sam.
Maybe we'll give that to Casey for our wedding gift.
Out of sympathy, to take the whole thing, man. I apologize for that one. All right, Baker Mayfield, number 6. Okay. Visca, I got number 10.
Visca.
Saquon Barkley. We got T. Higgins here, the mosaic. It's like the green one. I might just set that off to the side.
Well, you don't take it off to the side if you don't win.
You're
That's
right.
the way this works.
Ooh, I got Zach.
That could be an $800 card right
you
there, and you
definitely
might
got
lose
me
it
in that
because
one.
because
10,
of Baker Mayfield. You lost T. Higgins because of Baker Mayfield.
I lost Higgins because Laviska Shenault was number 10, and unfortunately.
There you go, Henner. You're not going home empty-handed.
Congratulations, man.
That was way better than the Wheel of Fortune.
It was probably more entertaining, too.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done, boys.
I don't know if it's entertaining in your car, but if you watch the feeds, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, then you can see it all.
There you go. Cool,
all right, guys.
Cool.
Good job. Thanks to Devoli's House of Cards.
Nice to visit with you guys.
Did we get like a card there? Was T. Higgins the best card we got? But that's not,
I told you I'm
but
pulling
Higgins
fire,
a couple years ago, so that wasn't a rookie card.
Yeah, but it was like a different color. You know how that goes sometimes. The different colors. I mean, the Tom Brady one, MVP's not doing anything? Probably not.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you can pull like a Tom Brady card and it's like, throw it away.
Yep.
Like that's what's wild about the card scene, in my opinion. But at Devoli's House of Cards a few weeks ago or a couple months ago, they pulled a 101 Brady. That was worth, what, $50,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Caleb, there you go. You got them all, baby.
I think you might have some good ones in there. We'll see.
I think we should start like an elementary school program. We're just you think they'll take it? Like we're just gonna go to battle with the kids over cards.
There's a lot of life lessons that can be taught in a card shop, man. You learn about inflation. You learn about taxes sometimes. You know,
It's
you learn
really
about how
cool.
to be humble.
You have like a 11-year-old Caleb, and you have a few teenage kids in here as well. What did we just pull?
Oh wow! All right, see you guys later.
Oh, he's stealing it.
This is a John Morant Panini Prism Gem Mint 10, by the way. Well, you know what that means?
Did that
It's pretty clean. It's pretty clean. You know what that means when it's Gem Mint 10?
Wow.
You can eat off that.
Give us an idea. Any idea how much that would be? Couple hundred? John Morant's hot right now.
About 300? Well, yeah, see how he plays tonight. Be 400 tonight. I mean, yeah, this is –
Can you imagine
he's to the point where it's a game-by-game basis now for John Morant
game went up and down like every game?
Oh, man. It'd
be like crypto.
Yeah, it's like Bitcoin right now, man. John Morant's like, you have another good game like you did.
That's awesome.
Skyrocketing.
I love the cards.
Yeah, it's
so fun.
I
love that it's just cool to see the kids in here. That's my favorite part because I remember riding my bike up to the card shop. And now these guys are all learning about all this stuff, which is kind of neat.
I'll be honest. It makes you – I don't know. It's hard to put it in words. It gives you almost like a sense of pride, right? Because, like, when we grew up, music's changed, right? Movies have changed. Like, what I grew up on, my son thinks is, like, it's besides Star Wars, but everything else is, like, what do we – like, for instance, last night we watched Hook, with Peter Pan. Yep. Robin Williams, classic movie. Yeah. My son was like,
He didn't like
the graphics.
Graphics aren't good enough?
Yeah.
Is that really why?
Well, I mean, he was, the whole – and looking back on it, the graphics were lacking a little bit. But as a kid, when I was a kid, that was the movie. Dustin Hoffman as Hook, come on now. But, like, I feel like this is one of the things in the country that has, like, stayed the same, right? I mean, the cards change, the players change. But, like,
the values
change. The values do change. But, like, this card shop is what I grew up with, in my hometown. So it's cool that – it's still a thing that's going on.
Yeah, I love it. By the way, John Morant, I asked this about Steph Curry recently. Is he the most entertaining athlete in the world? Did John Morant trump him over the last couple of weeks?
Man. I would still give it to Steph.
You see his warm-up routine the other day?
No, I didn't.
How sick was that? Brian, did you see that?
Yeah, where he just kept making shots and moving back even more.
Yeah, he kept making – I mean, it was like he floated one up like 20 feet, dropped, swished it, and then just kept going all the way back to half court, then came all the way back in and threw up another one and swished it from like 8 feet away. I mean, it was.
Let me ask you this.
It's just entertaining.
Let me ask you this, Brent. Because, John Morant's like, he's in rarefied air already just because of his size, right, and his capabilities. What do you think we have a chance of seeing again first? The next John Morant or the next Steph Curry?
Ooh. That's a good question. We'll answer when we come back. Let's take a break. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 live at Tivoli's House of Cards here on a Wednesday. We are just about every Wednesday, except not next week because we got the Players' Championship. But after that, a lot of Wednesdays to come here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Brian Middleton here. Listen, if you're a fan of Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane, then I have a treat for you. Every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 7, your sports talk fix gets one more hour of greatness with Action Sports Jax Overtime with Casey Kurtz and myself. We're breaking down local and national sports, and with segments like Cash It or Trash It, vague headlines, and I Said What I Said, every moment is action-packed. So remember, every Monday and Thursday after Action Sports Jax, stick around for Action Sports Jax Overtime from 6 to 7 right here on ESPN 690.
Now is the time to get an estimate on replacement windows. American Window Products of Jacksonville is a high-volume dealer offering a huge selection of products to keep your costs low. New windows from American Window Products can lower your energy costs and increase your curb appeal and security, all without breaking the bank. Call American Window Products for a free estimate at 904-667-0873 or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
The weather is getting better. The Players' Championship, Masters, and more majors are on the way. It's that time of year for golf fever. Play a lot of golf, just don't pay a lot for the golf. Order the 2022 Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses have raised their rates. You can play for less. The Dream 18 card has even more value in 2022. Discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor as well. Plus, you'll receive free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. $69. That's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charities as well. Buy the card at Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com to order the Dream 18 card, the best discount golf card at the best price in town.
Sure,
Sure, we have 30 seconds to tell you that drivers who switch to Progressive could save big. But then what? We could romance the legal copy. It never gets the attention it deserves. And some lawyer worked real hard on it. So take it away, lawyer.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Now that was some beautiful legal. Well done, lawyer. Well done.
My sign is a potential customer's first impression, so it needs to be perfect.
It's possible at Staples.
There are 4 other bakeries within 5 blocks of here. My shop needs to stand out.
Also possible. With Staples print and marketing services, small businesses can print big with wide format signs and banners. Right now, get $10 off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Create your sign at Staples, the working and learning store. Ends 3/26. Visit staples.com/signage for details.
The Big Ten is up, and you know what that means. Get ready, get set, go to Arlington Toyota for the Ready, Set, Go event going on now. Leave it to our friends over at Arlington to have over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And with 4.7 out of 5 stars and over 14,000 Google reviews, you know you'll be one happy customer. Don't wait. Shop the Ready, Set, Go event in Arlington's state-of-the-art showroom or online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, but when we just come out and say it, it feels like it falls a bit flat. So instead, we're going to hire a professional voice actor and pay him absurd amounts of money to say,
I like this product.
Not sure why that was better. I mean, I'm a professional too, but we didn't pay him to say the business part, so back to me. Save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. Sorry, I know hearing me say it was a bit of a letdown. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
I think it depends how long it lasts. We're all angry today, but in 2 weeks, if camps are open and you're back to opening day, late April, early May. Heck, the weather's better, and most cities opening day might be more fun for people. If they play 5 months or 5.5 months and solve the economic issues, and it's a healthy sport off the field for the next 4.5 years, I guess at this point, 4 years and 5 months, then it's okay. But if we go into May, if we miss a full month, I think that's where the damage really begins to happen.
Yeah, I don't know who that was, but I kind of agree with that. Like, I feel like you can lose a couple weeks of the Major League Baseball season, and I'm not sure everybody's going to be, my goodness, I'm never watching a player hit a ball again. Yeah. But if you start getting a little further down that list and taking more games away, I think that becomes a possibility where then you lose more and more people. How about this? Total MLB games played in 2022 regular season. Right now, the over-under, according to Bet Online, is 120.5. Like, that means they think they're going to miss 40 games.
Yeah.
That was high.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, or low, or whatever.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah,
seating, high, low. But yeah, man, that's – I don't know. I'd be surprised. Like, I would take right now – I would say over 120.5.
You think so?
I'm just more confident than other people are. But like we know Casey would say, he thinks like they might lose the whole season.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to say this. The lower the number, the better for me, because you start resting those Brewers' arms a little longer, man, right? You kind of put them on ice a little longer and unleash them, in the fall. I mean, what are we talking about here? Guaranteed World Series. So as far as I'm concerned, take your time.
You look at – I want to talk about the NBA. But I just had a buddy say it's 127 more games too many, which means he doesn't like baseball.
I guess
right?
so,
Watching baseball games. And so I would say this. Where did baseball lose its way to the point where people don't care about it at all? See, I can make the case the NBA lost its way back in the early 2000s when the Jordan, Magic, Bird era was over.
Yeah.
Sure, there was this handoff to Kobe Bryant, but there was also like the Malice in the Palace stuff. And there was a stigma about the NBA, and it was too bad boy, and it was.
Well, you also had the Spurs that were dominating too. That was kind of boring.
And it wasn't very sexy, right?
Yeah.
And so, I think that was real. I think people saw that and were like, "This isn't doing anything for me."
Okay.
Now that is about the time where I stopped probably paying super attention, but that was more because of Bird. I found that out. Like I was more of a player than maybe the sport or team.
Mm-hmm.
I liked watching Bird. I liked watching Dan Marino. I stopped rooting for the Dolphins after Dan Marino retired.
Yeah.
I thought I was a Dolphins fan. I was really a Marino fan.
Yeah, sure.
Seriously.
Sure. Yeah.
And so, and at the same time, I'm getting in the business, and so it just depends where you are. And I've worked in New England for a couple of years, and that was around the Celtics, but it wasn't really an NBA town, So I think if maybe I had worked in Orlando or something like that, or Charlotte where they had hoops, then maybe.
Yeah,
I would. But I wonder where baseball lost its way in that sense, because not that much has changed. The home run era, was it steroids? Did people just think they were cheating so much? Or is the game so slow and our lifestyles changed to the point where it's just boring now to too many people?
So I think it's a combination of a few things, right? Because if you look at the NBA, yes, the talent has never been better, but they're also putting up a lot more points now. NFL, same thing. Baseball is the same thing too in terms of juicing the baseballs and everything. So you can't really chalk to say, well, it's not exciting because home runs are still being hit. I just think it's a combination of the players that you lost along the way, the Ken Griffey's, the Barry Bonds, the Mark McGuire's, the Sammy Sosa's, the guys that I grew up with. I think it's losing those household names, but then also, people kind of changing their whole mindset of how they view things and how they go about things. We live in a society where things got to be like this very quickly, right?
Yeah,
whether, it's ordering food, whatever the case may be, it's all based off of convenience. And when you sit down and watch a baseball game, it's not built like that. It's built of more just relaxing, turning off your brain, and enjoying the show. And I think people have a hard time doing that. And, if you watch TV shows now, they're shortened because of that. If you watch stand-up comedy specials, they're shortened because of that, to try to keep someone's attention. So
the only thing that's not shortened is Batman.
Of course, which is, hey, I can't wait. Tomorrow I'm going to that, by the way.
You go.
So I'll see you there?
No.
Okay, well,
but,
I'll go by myself.
Can you bring me some popcorn to the show?
No, you're good. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Hey, if you want to see Batman with me, you're not getting the popcorn.
When are you going?
Probably tomorrow night.
Oh, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably
no, because then you're probably gonna ask me all the questions. Who's the guy in the mask and stuff?
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Like, what's Batman?
Yeah. If that's the question, then I'm walking out.
Yeah.
And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you the next.
I'm just gonna stay loyal to Casey. We said we were gonna go see it together. You're jumping out here.
Okay. It was my.
Are you going with Ronan?
Probably a little too scary for him and too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I think it's a little more of a dark one.
Okay.
I appreciate the loyalty, Brent. Thank you.
Oh.
Was that Casey?
Nope.
He just came back? Or is that just like an ID or a liner?
That might be like Jiminy Cricket in my head, my conscience talking to me.
I was driving by. I had to see how Brian was doing.
Very good.
Well,
that's good timing on your part.
I know.
It would have been better if you didn't poke back in, and I just thought that was like a liner you recorded
like
for times when you're away.
That got set up or something?
No, you did not get set up. I had no idea Casey was back
Casey,
there.
do I have your blessing to go see Batman without you?
I'm not thrilled.
Yeah, but you know the deal. Okay, when we all talked about this, I understand that we understood it was going to be opening night. I'm not going to wait a week for you to get back.
So tomorrow's opening night?
Well, actually tonight's like the pre-opening night, which I could have.
So do you already have a ticket for tomorrow?
Yeah, we're all good.
Do you do that with a lot of movies?
No, not really. No,
No?
usually I'm because especially with the pandemic and everything in the past, I've kind of chilled on it. But I got to see this movie. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Casey, I'll watch it with you, man, when you get back. Hey, Casey, it'll be your bachelor party you didn't have.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll be excited to see it.
Casey, get the hell out of there, man. You're not supposed to be in today.
I am. I had something to do. Thanks to Action Sports Jax, Olivia Tasley. She said there's paperwork that needs to be signed, so I had to come in and sign it.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
You did. How about that?
Dude's trying to get married. You guys going to make him sign papers today?
I don't know. I would have just forged the signature.
What kind of operation are you running over
Yeah,
there, man?
I told Brian to forge it. He wouldn't do it.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it. He's a good man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, two quick thoughts before we get out of here then. And you can jump in on this, Casey. Before the break, you said, I asked Luka, Ja, and you said Trae Young.
I think Trae Young can be
Is that the three-headed monster of the NBA going forward, or are we missing somebody else? I question whether it's Trae Young in that fold, to be honest with you. I don't know, man.
Did you watch the playoffs last year?
Yeah, but I just think Ja Morant and Luka are on different levels.
Have you seen Knicks fans?
I was there.
Okay, yeah.
I wish he played that day.
And I'll tell you what, they're not talking bad about Ja Morant.
Yeah.
In Madison Square.
Fine, I'll take your word for it. I just don't feel that.
Okay.
Are we missing anybody else? I mean, Zion, you can't say because we don't know if the guy's going to play or if he's eating like
let's get
beignets.
Yeah. Let's get Zion out of there.
No.
You're talking about like the next generation, right? The next crop.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, Ja's that. Ja is the guy.
How
Ja's
old do you
the
have
leader
to be
of the
to
pack.
fit in that crop?
Well, I just think like in 5 years, right? Steph Curry isn't a thing. LeBron's not a thing.
We had Lonzo Ball come to the table. I'm taking Trae Young over Lonzo Ball.
I mean,
okay.
How old's Embiid?
Oh, he's too old, I think.
So how about Giannis? He's 27.
See, like that's the thing. I mean, Giannis is
kind of.
I mean, he's still developing, but like, no, I think he's too old to be considered.
Embiid's 27.
I think you got to be under 25.
Under 25?
Yeah.
Okay, under 25.
I mean, by the way, there is kind of like this bridge. I mean, Giannis and Embiid, 27, like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're only getting better.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I say this about the NBA all the time. The NBA has more stars than it's ever had.
Of course.
Ever.
Yeah.
But Ja feels different level.
Oh,
his card here at the Voice House of Cards worth more than Embiid's.
I got one. Should be your boy, too. Plays for your team.
I have a team in the NBA?
I mean, I thought you were a Celtics fan, no?
Yeah.
You ever heard of Jason Tatum?
Oh, Tatum. Yeah. Quietly. He's not on that level.
Oh, I can't take this.
He's not on their superstar
Jason
level.
Tatum
Nobody's
is a
coming to Devoli's House of Cards
matter,
and asking for a Jason Tatum card.
Jason Tatum's a stud, man. He's a stud.
I'm not saying he's not a good player.
But
nobody's coming to ask for his card. They're coming to ask for Ja Morant. They are coming to ask for Embiid. They're coming for Giannis.
I'm saying if you want to talk to 25-year-olds, it's going to be Luka, it's going to be Trae Young, it's going to be Ja Morant, and I'm throwing Jason Tatum in there too.
All right, football at 5. Casey, do not come back on the other side of this break.
I'm
get married.
Yep.
And I do have a thought on Major League Baseball too, but we have to go to break. So football at 5 coming up. We'll get back to the Combine as well. And will you see Batman this weekend? I guess that's a burning question. We'll be back on ESPN 690.
Celsius is energizing Gate River Run competitors and fans with a variety of delicious sugar-free flavors. Grab a free sample at the Gate River Run and stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for more sampling. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Competitors and fans can try free samples of Celsius Essential Energy at the Gate River Run this Saturday. Celsius aims to inspire those who want to live fit by providing a sustained energy source that's specially formulated to work with your body to help you reach your goals. Try delicious sugar-free flavors like mango passion fruit, tropical vibe, and grape rush. Stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for free samples. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Just be in control. With free interest checking and great digital tools, Community First makes smarter banking simple. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union. Just be yourself. Federally insured by NCUA.
Quitting nicotine isn't easy, which is why Tobacco-Free Florida offers free tools and services like free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're also trying out music to help motivate smokers to quit.
Not another cigarette would be late. Now there's someone living tobacco-free. It's you.
Wow. Okay. Maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
Most of us get back pain and neck pain, too. Maybe you have an injury or you're trying to prevent an injury. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center can help you. I just got an adjustment with Rhett and his team last week. I got massage therapy, too. It works. It doesn't matter where you are in town. There is a 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center near you on the south side in St. Augustine and the newest location on the west side. If you've had personal injury due to an accident, look up 904chiro.com. Take care of you with 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Smoke for hours, served in minutes. Now that sounds like good barbecue, and it is at Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, open 7 days a week. Try the smoked wings, southern sides, and big old platters. Trivia night and kids eat free specials during the week. Check out the Willie Jewell's app and catering for all events. Order online and skip the line. Visit williejewells.com to see other locations in Florida and Georgia, Yulee to St. Augustine, Brunswick, and Kingsland. Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue, smoked for hours, served in minutes at Willie Jewell's.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Job security given to Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury and GM Steve Keim. The team giving both men extensions through the 2027 season. This a few days after quarterback Kyler Murray very publicly requested a contract extension. There should be no hesitation by Arizona in extending Murray, believes ESPN Radio's Chris Canty.
When you do have a player that brings to the table the abilities, the dynamic plays that Kyler Murray shows you week in and week out, I don't understand why you wouldn't continue to go down that line. This organization has committed all their resources to building out an offense that takes advantage of his strong suit. So the fact that you're going to be non-committal at this juncture just doesn't make any sense. You just got back into the postseason.
NBA Pelicans say Zion Williamson's fractured foot is showing signs of improved bone healing. He'll gradually progress to weight-bearing exercises and basketball activities, yet remains out indefinitely. Big night in Philadelphia. Guard James Harden makes his 76ers home debut against the Knicks, 7 Eastern on ESPN TV. That's followed by the Suns and Blazers at 10 Eastern.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
I have not talked to them in a few days, but there's always been current dialogue. The one thing I'll say is in regards to the statement, I know everybody's seen that. I think it's an agent doing his job.
Are you concerned at all if a contract doesn't get done this offseason, the repercussions it might have on the player going forward?
No.
No reason to believe that he would play this season if he didn't have a contract?
No.
I don't know if that was Kingsbury or Keim out there in Arizona, but it certainly had to do with Kyler Murray. Was it Keim?
Yep, Steve Keim.
Yeah, GM over there at
Nicely done, Brent.
Arizona. Kyler Murray, a big story. Quarterback's a big story at the Combine. I actually have a question about the Combine coming up in terms of rumor mill and the first couple of days in Indianapolis, and we're just there, of course, the last couple of days. So more on that in a moment. Brent Martineau along with Austin Lane, Brian Middleton, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 on the road once again. Devoli's House of Cards is where we are at today, having some fun each and every Wednesday. With the exception of next week, we'll be at the Players' Championship. Actually, I think we're going to be out at the Yards for the Tesori event on Wednesday, but we'll be at the Players' Championship most of the week. You believe the Players' Championship is next week. We really have a nice run going. We got Indianapolis and the Combine, kind of speeds up the football world. We got the Players' Championship, which, by the way, golf has had plenty of drama with all this Phil Mickelson stuff and the other league. And we know it's such a good week around here. And then we go right into free agency. And then we're about a month away from the draft. And Shock Your Mock season hits here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Do we start a GoFundMe for Devante Adams?
That's what it takes.
I mean, just like a little cream off the top, a little bonus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, whatever we can get.
Give him the key to the city. I don't care do whatever.
Well, we already said we'll throw him a parade if he becomes available.
Is he a parade guy?
But, I mean, who else would do that? Like,
what do you mean?
If we say, like, in the courtship of Devante Adams, if he's not signed and he becomes a free agent to everybody, we'll also throw all this money at you. But before you even catch a football in Jacksonville, we're going to actually throw you a parade.
No, we will.
Like, that would be kind of cool.
I mean,
it'd be hard to say no to.
He's worth it. You know why? Because he's worth it.
I think we should organize.
Now, if it's like Taron Armstead,
sponsored by ESPN 690.
If it's Taron Armstead, I'll come to your press conference and say what's
up.
That's
with you,
about
Chandler
it.
Jones. I mean, nobody else, just Devante.
No, for sure.
Devante Adams would be the biggest free agent signing in the history of the Jags, right?
Yeah, because it helps Trevor Lawrence, and that's the most important part. Like you could bring in like the reincarnation of Joe Thomas. Yeah, I'll be at your press conference. I'll shake your hand. That's about it.
Listen, the mayor's a big Jags fan.
Yes.
So I think he could approve this.
He should.
Yeah.
He should be on Good Morning Football doing something.
Hey,
he's on there a lot.
Grand Marshal.
What's that?
Of the parade?
Us?
No.
Okay. Who?
Tim McGraw.
I mean, it was right in front of my face.
I
didn't even do it.
I'm just trying to tee you up.
By the way, Tim McGraw getting a lot of praise for the new Yellowstone thing. You see this?
He's good.
Have you watched it?
I've watched 5 episodes.
Okay, so
he's very good.
Okay, I don't want to ruin it for you, but I guess like towards the end, like he might be winning some awards from his performance.
Really?
Yeah.
I tell you, he is. If you didn't know it was McGraw and even Faith Hill, I think they're doing a great job.
Do they play like husband and wife in the show too?
Yeah, they do.
Get out of here!
I know.
Come on.
I know. Do you think they were like, we're not doing this unless we're
probably? I don't know, because that makes it. That's cheating though, isn't it?
Yeah. The girl in it's really good too. I forget. Okay. I don't know her name. You guys probably would, but she's really good.
What is that one called?
1883.
1883.
Yeah. I
I'll
actually
just play Oregon. It's like the Oregon show, right?
Yeah,
it's Oregon show.
It's definitely not as good as Yellowstone, but it's still pretty interesting. I find it interesting. Okay. And again, I think they're really good at it. Like this would be a colossal failure if they weren't.
Oh yeah,
because they're the prime character. So
okay, what's the dude with the mustache though? He's in it too.
Oh yeah, Elliot.
Is he?
Yeah.
A big role? Okay,
yeah, huge role. Yeah,
I like him,
and he's awesome.
Oh yeah, really. He's one of the coolest cats ever.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right. Hey, I want to get Brian's thought on this really quick. Jason Tatum on the scale of superstar.
Let's go, Brian.
In the NBA, don't be intimidated. Middleton, how tall are you? 6'8"?
Oh, I'm not messing with Chris.
With the hair, I'm 6'8".
You're 6'8".
Yeah, he's a big dude.
You think he's going to be intimidated by you?
Hey,
he's 6'8".
We might have starting the largest sports team in the country.
I don't surround myself with people that are good. I just surround myself with people that I won't lose a fight to.
I mean, you got Brent Martineau running point guard, and it's like Space Jam, and you're like the owner, like the goon squad.
I have a history of this. My best friend Pat was always the biggest kid in the school.
Sure.
You know, nobody's picking
Brian,
on Brent.
We're rolling deep though with the size, man.
I like it, man.
We're a good starting 4.
Make a run on the court. I like it.
And by the way, Casey's no.
That's what I'm saying.
Guy. I mean,
that's what I'm
Casey
saying.
looks like a midget compared to you guys.
That's what I'm saying.
So Tatum,
I wouldn't have said that, but that's on you.
Jason Tatum, he's a star. He's a star right now. I don't know if I put him on the same level of a like a KD or LeBron right now, only because it hasn't come to fruition as far as him taking that team over the final hump, and I gotta see that. The same way that I wouldn't have put Giannis, even with all of his accolades, as a superstar just yet. Once he got that title, he moved up the ranks for me immediately. So, he's a star. He's a really good player. He has everything he needs in his individual body in order to tick off the boxes to be a superstar. But right now, if I just have to go off of the resume as well as the accolades, he's not a superstar in my book just yet.
Well, Brenton, we talked about this during the break. Let's go off the jersey sales real quick. Number 1, LeBron James. Number 2, Steph Curry. Number 3, Giannis. Number 4, Kevin Durant. Number 5, Luka Doncic. And who's number 6?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, ahead of John Morant and Trae Young. The prosecution rests. I'll take my money. Thank you very much.
I see. Here's why Tatum again, I don't claim to be like this big NBA guy, but I think that's what makes me in this conversation kind of like I think I'm somewhat right here, is because Ja Morant is jumping out to me right now.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has jumped out to me. LeBron's obviously on his final couple of years, but Giannis has done his thing.
Yes.
You wonder what Zion could be. And I think there are players like Tatum that I would put in like a Booker or Lillard kind of category that are unbelievable players but don't really feel like everywhere you go you're going to see them. Like right now, everywhere I go, I'm seeing Giannis every night. I'm seeing Ja Morant every night. I'm probably more apt to even see a Trae Young every night.
Yeah.
They're not showing, like even Booker, I mean, he's an unbelievable player.
Yeah.
Like they're not showing his highlights every night on TV.
Also one of the best teams in basketball.
Yeah, even though they're one of the best teams in basketball.
I think they are. I think they still have the best record.
Yeah, so that part's interesting to me. But I also will say a little bit of it is because the NBA has such a depth of star.
True.
And so you can't. Not everybody can be in the A list of stars. Like if you had 32 Aaron Rodgers, how do you rank the elite quarterbacks in the NFL?
Not everyone. Yeah, no, I get that. But at the same time, you just said you were watching Yellowstone. Maybe you're not watching it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should turn on TNT a little more and check out the Jason Tatum highlights. Because
I watched the pre and post show.
They're there. You know what I'm saying? He's made NBA Slam poetry. He's a big deal. Just saying.
One more thing about Batman, by the way. Like you told me this in the break too. You're going to go by yourself.
Yeah.
Is it?
I dare you to make fun of me for this.
I'm not making fun of you, but how common is that?
I'm not sure. Doesn't matter though. Let me ask you this.
Like this isn't me like saying you don't have any friends.
No,
I'm sure you could find somebody.
This is what you're getting towards.
But like, is it that appealing to go to a movie like at I guess our age that you want to go see the movie in the theater? That I don't care who I go with, because it used to be like when you go to the movies, you go with some buddies, right? You're hanging out or a girlfriend or whatever, right?
But now in our older ages and in our wise years. Do you socialize at a movie theater?
No, it actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
Have you ever watched a movie on the couch by yourself before?
Yeah.
Well, then there you go.
I know it.
I rest my case.
That's cheaper on the couch, but
so cheap. Well, yeah. That it is. Popcorn's hey, inflation.
Popcorn.
Have you seen popcorn lately?
I can only imagine.
Man,
Middleton, have you been to a movie by yourself?
Come on, Brian. Come on, he's probably one right now.
I'm not sure he's
probably
listening.
left.
I have never been to a movie by myself.
No?
But
man,
I'm not...
it's invigorating. It's a rite of passage. It's so fun because think about it, man. It's just you. You got your popcorn, you got your soda, and it's just you chilling there. It's the best because like what do you can't turn and talk to people the entire time in the movie anyways. It's like what's the difference?
Brian Middleton, are you still there? I almost wonder if we went off the air. I can't hear him anymore.
Oh, we might have went off the air, huh? We're talking to ourselves right now.
Yeah, we might be. No, I feel like we're still on.
I think I won that argument regardless.
I feel like we're still on.
Okay. Okay, let me ask you this question. You ever been to a restaurant by yourself?
Yeah, I actually enjoy that.
Well, then don't make fun of me for going to a movie by myself. Because that's a lot worse. Because that's like a social setting. You're supposed to be talking to people at a restaurant, not in a movie theater.
Yeah.
So how are you questioning my decisions?
I'm really not questioning. I'm wondering how popular it is.
Okay.
So I wonder how many people are going to go see Batman tomorrow night and Friday night and go by themselves.
I'm just saying right now, if you go to a restaurant by yourself, you eat by yourself, people are going to murmur.
By the way, though, like I wouldn't go on a date anymore if I was a kid to the movies. Damn expensive.
No, Brent. No, see, you're giving the youth all the wrong ideas. You want to take that one to a movie when you first start dating because it's like it's the ultimate date because you don't have to do any talking.
Well, that's true.
Movie does all the work.
Yeah, good point.
Go watch The Notebook, see what happens. Boom. Instantly in love with you. I pulled that move off like 10 times in college.
Yeah.
Paid dividends.
this does circle back to Steph and I's first date was the movie Seven, and you said this kind of is like Seven.
By the way, if your first date could survive that, you guys are bound to be together.
I know.
Could you pick
first date
any
was the
more
movie Seven, and we're not divorced yet.
Could you pick any more of an aggressive movie? Was that her idea or your idea? I
don't remember. It was like a double date, and I think they.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
I'm just telling you right now, I love Steph to death. If that was her idea. That's
the funny thing is definitely not her idea because she doesn't like those kind of movies
okay, so
even now.
Idea,
so
okay, I got you.
I don't know how we ended up there. You know, I'm not even a movie. I probably didn't even know Seven was out.
It's a good movie though.
It was a good movie.
Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Yeah. Did she like it?
Yeah.
She liked it?
I don't know if she liked it.
A little graphic.
Yeah, it was a little much.
A little graphic. Yeah.
All right. Middleton, are you still? Because we can't hear you.
Oh yeah. I'm here, man.
All right, so we were asking you. I got to answer this question. Have you gone to the movies by yourself?
Not in like 4 or 5 years, and that was by
okay.
accident.
He's done it.
He's done it.
He's done it.
Yeah, I see you, Brian.
Yeah.
See?
It can be peaceful.
Thank you.
Seriously, like I don't care if you go, by the way, if you go tomorrow night and you don't get out till midnight, just bring the popcorn into the next day. Like, it's cool. I'll eat the stale popcorn.
You want me to bring you a bag of popcorn from my house and stuff?
No, you got to get the movie. The movie popcorn just feels different. It's different.
Are you doing butter and salt in that too?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad for you, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
They're probably charging for salt now these days too. I'm telling you, man, they're theaters here.
I know it.
Come on now.
All right, let's go back to the NFL Combine. You just heard talking about the Kyler Murray stuff. There's Aaron Rodgers stuff. There's all these quarterbacks stuff. There's Russell Wilson stuff.
Sure.
Carson Wentz stuff.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like the first couple of days of the NFL Combine was just dispelling the rumors of the last month? Because it seems like everybody's saying, yeah, that's not happening. I mean, now Ballard was pretty honest about Wentz. Like, hey, we're looking around and we're seeing, we're exploring, we haven't made a decision. Russell Wilson, though, Carroll's like, no. Yeah. The word on the street is Aaron Rodgers isn't going anywhere. Word on the street is Devante Adams isn't going anywhere. Word on the street is Kyler Murray is going to end up in Arizona, as you just heard.
Yeah.
So, and again, and I'm not saying everybody's telling the truth, everybody knows what's going to happen, but it feels like the cycle of the NFL, which has grown and grown and grown, and the way our reporting is now, where people really will throw stuff out there more than ever before, that everybody just takes it and runs with it. And I feel like the first 5 minutes of every news conference is dispelling the last month's rumors.
No, and I get that, but Brent, you've been to the Combine, and I've been there as well as a player, but like, you know how this works. This is a giant gathering. This is a giant networking deal here. And what do you do when you network? You know, you drum up some rumors. You drum up, well, did you hear this? Did you hear this? And then that gets out, and that gets out. It's like playing the game of telephone, you know. Yeah. But when you're a kid, but it's worse because you mix it with craft beer and shit cocktail, and then all of a sudden, you know, Aaron Rodgers, it gets so.
Now he's playing for Saskatchewan.
Yeah, exactly.
The CFL.
You know what I'm saying? So who knows, man?
Because he grew his hair out.
Exactly. A little chilly up there. So. You know, there's a lot of smoke right now, a lot of things, you know, getting, you know, whether resolved or new rumors coming afoot. But for me personally, it's hard to believe everything that comes from that combine, because that's where all the gossip, that's where all the just the hearsay, that's where it originates from. And then it carries from there. And like I said, it is networking. It's not only coaches, it's not only scouts, but it's also media people alike. And if a media person gets a hold of something, well, you better believe they take it and roll with it. So, yeah, I've been seeing the rumblings. It's just I'm not sure how much stake I can put in those rumblings right now until we can see it a couple, weeks down the line.
Yeah. The other thing, how much do you believe now smoke screens and all that stuff that used to transpire at these events still happens? I feel like people are more transparent than ever in the NFL.
Yeah.
It hasn't necessarily been the case here in Jacksonville. But I think if you go across the league, people aren't. They're okay with microphones and cameras in their faces. They're the behind-the-scenes stuff that every website seems to do, team website does. Not that they're revealing a lot, but they're okay showcasing some of that. I think like a guy like Ballard, to his credit, I think has been very honest and transparent, and he's kind of one of the few teams that are at the epicenter of all the offseason stuff because of Carson Wentz. And I felt like it used to be a long time ago. It was like smoke screen. And I've covered this thing pretty closely now, really close here in Jacksonville for the last 14 years. I have not seen a lot of smoke screen. There was some thought. The last smoke screen I can remember is there was some thought that the Jags, and we heard this story again. Is it true? It would have to come out in a book that they told like receivers that they were taking Johnny Manziel. They went and told their agents, and that's how it got hot that Johnny Manziel was going to be the pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But they did that intentionally. Meanwhile, they weren't really that interested in Manziel, and Manziel gets picked like at 22 or whatever he got picked at. So, I mean, there might still be a little bit of that, but I've been covering the Jags for pretty close for a long time now, and I don't remember a lot of smoke screens here in Jacksonville. And I kind of get the sense that around the league, it's dissipated a bit. I just don't feel like that's part of the game.
Here's what I think we should do. I think next year, you and I, we go to the Combine, we rock a couple of Jaguars 3/4 zips, we go out to the bars, we dine on some craft brews, get about 100-piece shrimp cocktail, and you and I just sit at the bar. Because you're a dead ringer for an offensive coordinator, and I'm like, he's like, must be like a former player / player personnel guy now. Yeah. And we just throw up the craziest rumor ever, and we see if that rumor gets to the national limelight. Like, I'm thinking something like, hey, Brent, you hear about Jaguars going to Portland, man? I'll be like, did you buy your house in Portland yet? What are we doing? It's going to be the Portland Jaguars going forward. And then we see if that rumor comes to light from like a guy like Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport. That's our mission next year.
That is an awesome idea.
Let's do it.
It really is a good idea.
And
by the way, would work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it would absolutely work.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, if you could go undercover
–
and get some cameras
–
and do it the right way.
Yes.
I guarantee you that would work.
I said we do it next year.
The only problem that I think it might not work is that everybody knows everybody in the league.
Yeah.
But if you did it around enough reporters.
Yep. Oh, yeah, they don't know all the coordinators and stuff.
You could
the personnel guys. Yeah.
Heck, you know what we could do? We could get, the guy that dresses up like Andy Reid?
Yeah.
Looks just like him?
Yeah.
We could just have him go. Sit at the bar with us. And then he starts talking about, Patrick Mahomes, his brother and his fiance. They're way too much. We got to get. We're thinking of trading.
Yeah.
We're thinking of trading Patrick Mahomes.
Too much of a distraction.
Save on the cap. I really like these quarterbacks
in the
Portland
Jaguars.
I'm telling you, in 3 days, people are like, hey, the idea is that Patrick Mahomes, they could save money, and they really like X-quarterback in the draft. They're picking 14th.
I think we have something here, Brent. I really do. I think we should investigate. Yep.
That could become an annual bit, by the way.
I mean, we'd mess around and get on Barstool. That's what would happen, because they bring us in on a full-term deal.
That would be good. Or we get our credentials revoked, one of the two.
Yeah, I can have some cocktail.
Then we'll be fishing with Captain Rick. Let's do it right now. Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. Captain Rick Riles on. What's happening, man?
Hey, Brent. How we doing?
We're doing great.
I love the idea, and yes, I may have won a dinner bet with a lady that was absolutely positive that Bill Cowher was coming to Jacksonville because she saw him in a Ponte Vedra Publix. And there was no doubt about that. He was going to be our next head coach. So
confirmed.
That was the easiest dinner I ever won. Hey, Brent, have you ever heard of a stupider idea than the Major League Baseball strike? I mean, what? Who cares, right?
Yeah, I just don't love the fact that they wait so long. You have 2 months. If you really at least look like you're trying to figure it out over a 2-month period instead of just don't talk over for 40 days or whatever. That's my biggest beef. The business is business sometimes. It's posturing. Everybody understands a little bit of that. But when you don't do anything all the way up to the deadline, now you're costing fans their joy in some places, and that looks really bad for you.
And, oh, my gosh, think of the people that make a living off of those games besides the players. It's just terrible. I went out to UNF last night and watched the UNF-Florida game. 10 times more fun. Guys playing for the love of the game. I'm just sold out in love with college baseball. But let's talk fishing because today was a tough day. Captain David Voorhees, I just checked with him a few minutes ago. He was on a 13-boat charter for a big corporation, and he said the guys had a rough time. And when they cleaned the redfish that they caught, their stomachs were full of worms. Now, what that means is we've had a worm hatch, which we get in our waters every few years, or every few months, And when that happens, the fish just gorge themselves on these little worms, and it's very tough to get them to bite. That's what's going on right now. I would not look for great red fishing this weekend. I would look for better sheepshead fishing. This Saturday will be the El Cheapo sheepshead tournament. No doubt there'll be a whole bunch of boats trying them, and the numbers, from what I understand from the guys that are keeping it quiet, have been pretty good. Out in the blue water, it's been a while since anybody's been there. It's been a few days, but I got to tell you, Craig Sutton was the last one to fish a day out there, and they did very, very well on mahi, which that was February, and that's very strange for that to happen. Be interesting to see how long those fish are around. As for me, I'll be sea bass fishing in the morning. Sounds like we still got plenty of sea bass. I hope so. But you can count on us to bring you the word about it tomorrow afternoon with another fishing report brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing and CSS Landscaping. Thank you, boys.
Hey, one more quick question. Is that worm thing common?
Yes. Is what? Yeah, it happens. It's not a worm that gets in their flesh. Don't get grossed out. It's a worm that they eat. And when we have these worm hatches, the waters just get full of these little tiny worms, and they will literally gorge themselves on them. Just makes it hard to get them to bite. We'll usually see it happen, 3 times a year maybe.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
That's fascinating.
Hey, we love learning something here in the Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. Thanks, Captain Rick.
Thanks, Brent.
You bet. Have a good one. That's wild.
Yeah, they'll just get overfed, and they're just kind of lazy then. I mean, yeah, if you ever
makes sense.
Yeah, if you eat like a big dinner at home, I'm not doing the
be
dishes.
me on popcorn on Friday
I'm
after you bring it back from
I'm
the
not doing the dishes. I'm chilling. I got to let this food digest a little bit before I go to that dishwasher.
It's going to be us at the bar in Indy. You better shrimp cocktail, spreading rumors. All right, we'll be back. Action Sports
Did you
Jax
have any, by the way, real quick?
Nah, not this time.
Oh, Brent.
No.
All right.
Cheaper trip.
I got you.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. We return right after this from Devoli's House of Cards. Having some fun here on a Wednesday at Devoli's House of Cards in St. Johns County.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
It will again be chilly tonight under clear skies, dropping into the low to mid-40s by morning, but a beautiful day tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Your Thursday afternoon high will reach the lower 80s, a little cooler at the beaches by late in the day. From the CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Before you buy a diamond anywhere, shop Beard's Diamonds.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into the cash you need and get a closing cost credit from RP Funding. Visit rpfunding.com.
Terms and conditions apply. Unless 7168 Equal Housing.
Competitors and fans can try free samples of Celsius Essential Energy at the Gate River Run this Saturday. Celsius aims to inspire those who want to live fit by providing a sustained energy source that's specially formulated to work with your body to help you reach your goals. Try delicious sugar-free flavors like mango passion fruit, tropical vibe, and grape rush. Stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for free samples. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
The right time for the best water is right now. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure your family's water is clean, healthy, and tastes great. CGC Water's done that for my family for a handful of years now, and it all starts with a Connecticut system. American-made and installed by the pros at CGC Water Treatment. Contact CGC Water Treatment now for your free water test. Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, twin tank, non-electric systems that use less salt and water during regeneration. Right now, save up to $600 on select system packages. Financing available with approved credit. Just call CGC Water at 904-552-1242 and ask about the Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Okay, so we got the chorizo dumplings, the cucumber empanadas.
Zara's food truck is popping off.
Come on, guys, let's pick it up, all right?
But if she doesn't find a new chef, her truck will be stuck.
Carl quit this morning, so Jessica, I'm gonna need you on the fryer.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. Actually, it feels great. You should try it out. So cut your bill by switching to Straight Talk Wireless. Now offering our $45 Silver Unlimited plan with 5 gigabytes of hotspot and nationwide 5G on America's largest, most dependable networks. The $45 Silver Unlimited plan from Straight Talk. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
A month equals 30 days. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
You can rain out baseball. You can rain out tennis. You can rain out golf, but you can't rain out life. Sometimes, no matter how hard it's coming down, you've got to get in your car, brave the elements, and get to those who need you. That's why you need windshield wipers you can trust. You need Bosch Envision wipers. They handle the harshest weather so you can reach life's important moments. And right now, if you buy 2 Bosch Envision wipers at AutoZone, you can save $15 by mail-in rebate. See what matters most with Bosch.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Jacksonville area attorneys. Offices in Jacksonville and by appointment only in Ponte Vedra Beach. Online at CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for jaw-dropping deals on new and pre-owned Acura models. Get insanely low lease payments and huge financing deals on award-winning luxury sedans and SUVs. Now's the time. Shop FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Hey, it's Brent Morton from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or follow me on Twitter at BrentASJax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Until you stump me out, cut my head off, bury me 12 feet under, then I got a chance. So that's my confidence. As long as we got more games to play, we still have a chance. You know, I hate losing. I feel like poop right now, but tomorrow's a new day, and I'm going to be prepared and ready for the Clippers on Thursday.
That's interesting soundbite from LeBron James.
Dude's going through it right now, man. Jeez. Can't do it by himself.
Yeah. They stink.
Yeah.
They're a mess. They're unfixable. They have shown no signs at all, like all year long, of turning it around to be able to be a threat. Like they're a non-factor in the play in the NBA.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm not sure in terms of his son when he'll be able to come out of college. Let's call it like 3 or 4 years, maybe even sooner. You know, he said, and I believe him at his word here, that he wants to play his final year with his son.
Yeah.
If you're a team, do you draft Bronny? Probably because they're not like in terms of players above him. There's a lot of players above him right now.
Yeah.
Right, so I mean, for the sake of the argument, let's say he goes towards the later first round, like that's where he's projected. Would you risk it up and take him with a lottery pick just because that means you have LeBron James for 1 year on your team? No, you wouldn't.
No.
Okay.
No, because now you're talking about LeBron's playing excellent basketball, and now you're talking about 2 years down the road, LeBron James.
He's still
and he's probably still a good player, but to risk like your next 10 years for the 1 year, and. Now, could I see an owner wanting to do that because the promotion and the dollars off those two playing together could be unbelievable. Could there be something in play where if the team that takes LeBron or Bronny and then LeBron joins, he then joins the organization in some other capacity? I wonder about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. I talked about this at the top of the show with the Jags. One of the things I like about Peterson right now and the Jags is that at least they're saying the right things in terms of I'm going to do what's right by the Jaguars. If you're picking Bronny just to have a year with LeBron, then you're not really doing right by the organization necessarily. If you think he's that good of a player, and now you might bump him up 2 spots on your board, that might be a different case. But you got to be really careful how outside the box you're going just to get LeBron to play for you at 40 years old.
But you're giving up a first-round pick to have LeBron James.
Yeah, at 40.
Okay, but I mean, I still think at 40, LeBron James would be one of the better players in the league. He still is to this right now. He's one of the better players in the league. And what's that? How's that different than what the Rams do? Where the Rams give away their first-round draft picks and get players that are maybe a little over the hill, but can still produce.
Yeah, I mean, again, I guess it would see the makeup of the team, but usually somebody's. Let's assume, I don't know where Bronny's going to go. I don't even know what he's like. But if it's a lottery type of pick or it's a top 10 pick, well, then to me that just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
It's intriguing. Like I said, I think it's more intriguing. If I'm the GM, I'm probably not doing that.
I mean,
if I'm the owner, I'm like, hey, this is a good idea.
Brian, you're a basketball guy. What would you do here?
Yeah, I think that the perfect scenario for LeBron is, unfortunately, for his eldest to not get drafted. That way he could be a free agent. Yeah. He's a good enough player to get onto a team so that they can get him onto their G League team. And from there, he could work up, hopefully, his way through that season. Maybe LeBron plays 1 or 2 more seasons once he gets his son into the league. That's probably the more ideal scenario. It doesn't look like right now that he would be a lottery-type pick. He's a good player. I think his ESPN ranking is like 45 or 50, something like that. So in the world, that's pretty good being a top 50 player, right? He's a junior, so he still has his senior year, and they still have the one and done. So it's at least 2 more years, like you guys were saying. So I definitely think that an ideal scenario would be that, man, LeBron James Jr., he's good enough to play in the league, we think, but he's going to go to a G League team on a free agent contract. That way LeBron can navigate a bit more easier because, like Brent was saying, to risk 10 years, 7 years, heck, 5 years of your NBA franchise's future for a 40-year-old LeBron James, who is my GOAT. He is my GOAT. I don't know how smart that is, even in short-term thinking, because can a 40-year-old LeBron James lead your team to a championship if he doesn't have a lot of pieces around him? What will you have to give up if it does involve a trade? It's just too many moving parts. Now, if LeBron James Jr., he becomes even better and he's a lottery pick, then, my viewpoint may change, and we never know what's going to happen in these situations seasons down the line. But as of right now, I think the ideal situation is for him actually not to get drafted, believe it or not.
Yeah. Brad Martin, Austin Lane,
He
Brian
just called
Middleton.
Braun the GOAT, so I'm all set here.
He's a young guy. That's the young. He's
I
not
know,
alone
I
with
know,
the young guy thinking.
I know how it
Devoli's
works.
House of Cards here in St. Johns County. Along those lines, I want to get to the Jags. You see, the AFC South odds moved heavily in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Into the Jags' favor. Not that they're the favorite, but they moved into the Jags' favor more. I want to get to that in a moment and ask why, because it's puzzling. I really did not put all my Bitcoin on it to move the line, even though I joked I did. But he brings up a good point about bloodlines. I think it used to scare people off at times about picking another, a son of a former player.
Yeah, it's because it's pressure with the name.
Pressure with the name. Is he going to be that good? Is he going to live up to that? I wonder if that's changing a little bit. I feel like a lot of today's athletes are better than their dads.
Well,
Curry.
Steph Curry says what's up.
Stingley. Coming out of this draft, a lot of people think he can be really good. I mean, I'm just thinking of this, so I didn't even research it. But if you go, I feel like more and more there are those examples. Now, I might be wrong. I might just feel that way.
Yeah, the Manning brothers.
Well, the Mannings. I mean, that's a great example. Yeah, they are in that list. So, I mean, and even they've got, like a nephew or something like that. That's a rise, obviously one of the big college guys. So, I wonder now if that factors in to be like, hey, this could be an asset.
Yeah.
Listen, obviously, bloodlines can be important. Pedigree is important. It's important in horse racing.
Yeah.
But I do think I used to feel like I don't know if I want to take that on because, like, was it Michael Jordan's kid? And he played at, like, UCF.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like you automatically think, like, Tiger Woods' kid.
Yeah.
He's really not one of the best golfers in the country at his age, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of perceived that he is, though, right? Because he plays with Dad in that event and looks good.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And listen, like, I don't need to get into the whole psychology of, like, you know, being
it's got to be hard as heck.
It's got to be super hard, you know. And I think it's hard to get that chip on your shoulder, which I think that chip can mean so much. I mean, the reason what make Michael Jordan so great, arguably the best basketball player of all time. Sorry, Brian, but arguably.
To some.
Arguably. But, you know, but what made him so great was, you know, he didn't make the high school team, and he had to work at it, you know, and he had that chip on his shoulder. So, yeah, I think if you're born into greatness like Michael Jordan's son was, it's hard to find that chip.
Yeah. All right, so now to the Jags. AFC South odds seriously have changed. I saw the odds the other day. They were plus 1,100, and I think PFF bets, I think that's a thing on Twitter. I didn't even know it was a thing, but they just said it went from plus 1,100 to plus 750.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, is Doug Peterson making that much of an impact already? Is that the noise? Or, let me ask you this. Does this have to do more with a team like the Indianapolis Colts who don't know what the heck they're doing at quarterback and the lack of favor of Carson Wentz? Because they probably have – you can make the case they have the best team in the AFC South.
I think it has something to do with that, and probably something to do with a big whale put some money down on the Jaguars for whatever reason.
That's what usually happens.
Oh, yeah, that's what happens. So, I mean, especially now, because, like, we don't know anything. And Vegas knows more than we do. So.
Like, nothing happened.
Well, you know what I would get at? Like, all of a sudden Devante Adams is picking up. But, like, I don't think that's the case. I just think people put money down on the Jaguars.
Yeah. Would you take that bet? Plus 750?
Plus, I would like plus 1,100 a lot more.
Yeah. Do the Jags really? Do you think the Jags can do enough to turn it around and win a division? Win, like, 10 games? I mean, if they weren't the Jags that don't ever do anything. But can you, like, with Trevor, with the number one pick, with more draft picks, with the money, with the group that they already have, with Peterson, like, could you, if this was.
Well, think about it.
If this was the Kansas City Chiefs that, again, didn't have, like, a reputation like the Jags, could you buy into that?
It's like the Bengals, you know? I mean,
and it was hard to buy the Bengals, too, right? Because they had a reputation, too.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically, you have to win your division to try to go to the Super Bowl. Can I?
Well, this, by the way, isn't winning the Super Bowl. This is just to win the AFC South.
You know, for sure. I know. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So
you only got to beat 3 teams. Yeah, realistically, you think you only got to beat 2, although the Jags couldn't beat Houston last year.
I mean, Tennessee's going to be tough. I don't know. I guess to win the division, I've heard crazier things.
Yeah,
I have.
I think what's really hard, what did the Jags win? 3 games?
Last year?
Yeah, end up 3-14, right? Yeah. I mean, to win the division, you got to win like 10 at the minimum. That means you got to – that's a plus 7. You know how hard that is to do? That is really hard to do.
Where it sits right now, I get we got a lot of time to go, but where it sits right now, you got the Titans winning it again, you think? Just because they're the most consistent right now?
I would have to, probably. Yeah. I'm going to pick them this year just so they don't. Reverse psychology.
I like that.
For the hated Titans.
I respect that.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690, live from Devoli's House of Cards. Put a bow on a show here on a Wednesday, NFL Combine Week.
Here at ESPN 690, Brent and Austin have become addicted to sports cards.
Jamar Chase, season's greetings, autograph, 2 of 3. I'm banging. Bang, 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 bang. Tony Montana. Tony Montana. Bang.
That was our best moment.
Dude,
that was our moment.
Join the addiction weekdays from 3 to 6 right here on ESPN 690.
The March to Get Screened 5K, sponsored by Borland Groover, is coming up on March 27th. Make plans now to join us as we raise funds for colon cancer awareness, life-saving screenings, and more. Find out more about it at marchtogetscreened.com. Now is the time to get an estimate on replacement windows. American Window Products of Jacksonville is a high-volume dealer offering a huge selection of products to keep your costs low. New windows from American Window Products can lower your energy costs and increase your curb appeal and security, all without breaking the bank. Call American Window Products for a free estimate at 904-667-0873 or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
ESPN 690 is home for the Florida Sportsman Fishing Show hosted by Captain Rick Riles. Tune in every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. to find out what's biting now. Fishing so fresh, you can almost smell it.
The Big Ten is up, and you know what that means. Get ready, get set, go to Arlington Toyota for the Ready, Set, Go event going on now. Leave it to our friends over at Arlington to have over 500 new Toyotas available with inventory arriving daily. You also get a lifetime warranty plus 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And with 4.7 out of 5 stars and over 14,000 Google reviews, you know you'll be one happy customer. Don't wait. Shop the Ready, Set, Go event in Arlington's state-of-the-art showroom or online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
People often ask me, how much money do I have to pay you up front to be my personal lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. What about a slip and fall or car crash case? Free unless we win.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Competitors and fans can try free samples of Celsius Essential Energy at the Gate River Run this Saturday. Celsius aims to inspire those who want to live fit by providing a sustained energy source that's specially formulated to work with your body to help you reach your goals. Try delicious sugar-free flavors like mango passion fruit, tropical vibe, and grape rush. Stop by the Celsius Essential Energy booth at the finish line for free samples. Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
The weather is getting better. The Players' Championship, Masters, and more majors are on the way. It's that time of year for golf fever. Play a lot of golf, just don't pay a lot for the golf. Order the 2022 Dream 18 card for just $69. Big discounts on golf all year. Golf courses have raised their rates. You can play for less. The Dream 18 card has even more value in 2022. Discounted rounds at some of the area's best golf courses. Golf Club at Southampton, St. John's Golf and Country Club, Hidden Hills, Osprey Cove, the Yards added this year, Amelia River Golf Club, Eagle Landing, Fleming Island Golf Club, and Queens Harbor as well. Plus, you'll receive free smoothie from Smoothie King, a free hat from Dome Hats, a free shirt at Baker Sports, and a discount on a purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. $69. That's it. Some of the proceeds go to the Dream 18 charities as well. Buy the card at Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com. Supplies are limited. Go to Action Sports Jax, Dream18.com to order the Dream 18 card, the best discount golf card at the best price in town.
This is Robert Palmer, president of RP Funding. With home values at an all-time high, it's a great time to turn your home equity into the cash you need. Plus, get a closing cost credit. Visit rpfunding.com for details.
Terms and conditions apply. Unless 7168 equal housing.
At Panera, you can say yes to both of your cravings. We call it You Pick Two. And with over 465 pairings, you'll find a meal sure to satisfy any mood. Are you feeling both fresh and fun? Pick our Fuji apple salad with a new Thai chicken soup. Or maybe you're feeling classic and bold. Pair some creamy mac and cheese with our new Citrus Asian Crunch salad. Pick your perfect pair and order a You Pick Two today. Panera, the familiar made fantastic.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books? Shh, this is a library. Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
It really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Join ESPN 690 on March 5th for the Gate River Run. Registration for the 15K, 5K for charity, Junior River Run, and the Brooks Rehabilitation Mile Challenge is now open at GateRiverRun.com. Training information is available on the website. See you at the starting line.
Yeah, you always want to be respectful because I know it's a lot to take on. He's got a lot to think about, and certainly I'm making sure that I consistently communicate with him, but also want to be respectful of his time and the process that he has to go through.
I'll tell you what, you're stumping me on the sound today, Brian. Who's that?
The Green Bay head coach, Matt LaFleur.
Ah, that was LaFleur. It's kind of getting boring with Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers and Devante Adams. I feel like everybody thinks they're just going back.
Yeah. We'll see.
You're not convinced?
I mean, I'm telling you, man, and I get it, the salary cap's all a myth, doesn't exist, but they still got to make some moves,
Yeah,
and it's going to be a little bit rebuilding in terms of Green Bay. And the team that they had last year won't be the exact same team that they have this year. And people could argue it's going to be a little worse. And I think if it's going to be a little worse, Aaron Rodgers is wondering, well, why would I come back to that? I want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, yesterday you shared on our text. We didn't get to it. What's the story with the UFC guy?
Man. So Cain Velasquez, who is considered, on the Mount Rushmore of the best heavyweight champions of all time, it's weird how the whole thing transpired. So yesterday morning it came out that he was arrested in due to attempted murder and was put in jail without any bail. So that was the headline. So it's like, oh wow. And if you know anything about Cain Velasquez, like he's a great dude. I mean, he was with WWE for a little bit. He's with different wrestling promotions, out there in the public, never had any issues whatsoever, kind of a salt of the earth kind of guy. Well, then this news comes out, and it's like, well, it's CTE. You have all those things that kind of go through your head a little bit. Well, as the story later develops, it turns out that one of his children that was attending school, one of their teachers, molested his kid. And in doing so, Cain Velasquez kind of went scorched earth on this guy and tried to kill him. And that's what he's going through right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you this. In that world, who's had issues? John Jones?
John Jones for sure, yes.
Right?
Yes.
A lot of issues,
yes.
Anybody? I mean, McGregor's had issues, or he's...
Oh, yeah, he's had some... Yeah, I mean, he punched an old guy in a bar.
Dust-ups.
Yeah, in Dublin.
In sports, sometimes, obviously... I mean, sports figures are human beings.
Well, you see Tyson, what he had to go through.
But that's about what I was going to ask. So, MMA, have they kind of stayed away from that part of the news? Mm-hmm. Listen, you'll get football players. A myriad of different things. You get baseball players.
Yeah.
You'll get basketball players. Whatever. Athletes are human beings. They make mistakes. They have different whatever. They think differently, all this stuff. But MMA, I wonder what the percentages are. What's their trouble with the law? Because I think from a perception standpoint, much like when a football player it happens to, you're like, well, they play a violent game. They're violent people, right? You get kind of that label to it, different than, say, a baseball guy, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder about that with, the MMA, too. See, that was part of Tyson, right? I mean, he's beating the hell out of people in a ring. Mm-hmm. And, okay, is it really that far-fetched that he's out of control in his life, too?
Yeah.
Well, probably not. In the history of the boxing game says a lot to that, right?
Yeah.
It's not. I wouldn't say the history of football says you're going to go get arrested every week, but there's countless examples of it because, well, there's a lot of different players, and it's been a lot of years. MMA is so new to the point where I'm not sure if a John Jones or McGregor has put a label on the sport in that sense yet, or it will happen.
It's a great call. Now keep in mind, Cain Velasquez is a guy who has been retired, but to me, it always comes back to what I said about football players. Does the talent outweigh the distraction? Now, I think it's even more prevalent here because, we talk about John Jones and Conor McGregor. I mean, I don't want to say they're untouchable because everyone's got their limit where, hey, we have to let you go, right? But you're talking about, John Jones, arguably the greatest fighter of all time in mixed martial arts, and Conor McGregor, who's the biggest star of all time in mixed martial arts.
You got a lot of chances.
You get a lot of chances. But I think in terms of the UFC, I would say 99% of those fighters out there know that if they get arrested, if they do something that's very bad, you're probably gone, and you're probably out of a job. And then you're out in the streets trying to find something else. So I think it's different there, where in football, people can always kind of find a spot for you. If you're, if you're like a top 15, top 20 receiver, they're going to find a spot for you probably.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a top 20 fighter in your division, that doesn't matter. So you have to be the top 1% to be above the law. So I think you see a lot of MMA fighters who understand that say, hey, I got to stay off the streets and I can't be getting in trouble.
Well, what's really interesting, too, and you know this because you lived through it, but, Greg Hardy basically got, kicked out of the NFL.
Correct.
One, because he had issues in Carolina.
Yeah.
Two, it really, what I understand, stemmed more of the Dallas stuff. That he was just a bad teammate.
Yeah.
Amongst other things, but people say he's a bad guy. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you felt that when you fought him, you fighting all those things.
Yes.
But it was interesting that UFC or MMA or the sport would then be, okay,
Well, and this is the same thing.
Take a chance on it, right?
No, absolutely, and it's a great point, Brent. And it's almost the point where people will tune in to watch him lose. There's going to be viewership. It's almost like the Floyd Mayweather effect. If you look at Floyd Mayweather, arguably one of the greatest boxers of all time, if you look at his track record, he's been in some pretty serious trouble and some serious hot water. But people want to still tune in to watch, Floyd Mayweather because, well, either you love him and you respect his style of boxing, or you want to see that dude lose and you want to see him get shut up, right? I think it's kind of the same, even more with the latter with Greg Hardy, where it's like people want to see him lose.
Yeah.
So people will pay the pay-per-view. They'll tune in to watch him lose.
Well, especially when you have a domestic situation.
Correct.
And I think that adds to that even more from that situation. I was thinking, like, on MMA and just in the sport, it has this meteoric rise. Yet I'm kind of wondering, has it, I don't know about plateaued, but has it flattened a little bit? Because it was spiking. It was going, like, you heard about it. What is it? Now I think there's enough people that know about it. It's on ESPN Plus. It's on all this. ESPN does a good job promoting it. And when they get behind you, it's kind of like a mainstream thing. Yeah. I don't think UFC is still mainstream. I don't get that sense, in my opinion. And maybe it is.
Yeah.
It certainly, I think, continues to grow. But I would love to see a chart, like a stock chart of UFC, and see from here, has it now gone just to like here?
So, I think globally, it's as big as it's ever been, and that was much to the help of a guy like Conor McGregor, who kind of put Ireland on the map in terms of mixed martial arts. You have a guy
became a global name.
Yeah, you have a guy in Francis Ngannou who, represents some of the countries in Africa, right, and spent some time in Paris as well. So that's another global superstar. Stylebender, one of the biggest names, is another global superstar. So I think globally you're okay, and without getting too political here, the way the sport of MMA was shifting to in terms of your champions and your most popular fighters, because you have to win to be popular. I mean, I get it. You have to get the microphone, but you still have to win. A lot of guys from Dagestan and Russia that's kind of like the next crop. After Khabib retired, he coaches a couple guys now who are entitled for a title fight. To set it, in layman's terms, this past weekend, one of his guys just fought somebody. It was a short notice fight. His name was Bobby Green. Bobby Green got beat in a minute. Now, Khabib's guy is slated to fight Charles Oliveira, who has the belt. The odds came out opening day for the odds. Charles Oliveira, who's the defending champion, beat Michael Chandler, has beat a couple guys defending the championship, is a plus 375 underdog against Khabib's guy. So it's definitely geared more towards like the wrestling of the Russians, but without being too political once again, I wonder what's going to become of that, because
where will Dana White fall on that in these times?
And I think you got to be careful how you play this one, because, like I said, the UFC is a global sport, and if the world is watching, you have to make the right decision.
Having your stars be from Russia right now is probably not the greatest marketing tool.
It's not.
That's interesting. Didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm very curious to see what happens with these fighters going forward.
Are they is Russia and MMA, is that like their biggest global impact now, or is hockey
wrestling
still?
I mean, hockey.
Well, but nobody's paying attention to wrestling.
Yeah, hockey's still big, but like sambo is like one of their national sports, and like all these guys that do sambo become MMA fighters. So like MMA is.
It's big.
Khabib was doing big numbers.
Obviously, yeah.
UFC, yeah.
All right, pretty wild. All right, Devoli's House of Cards. You can get UFC cards here, MMA cards right here. Got to have a little bit of everything. Someday Austin Lane's going to be in that box.
Let's get it.
For now, he's here on Wednesdays. Won't be here next Wednesday. We'll be at the Players' Championship instead, but then back on Wednesdays. We had a lot of fun today. A little pack battle between Henner and Caleb. Caleb was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good time,
good to see the kids in here as well. Thanks to Mark Devoli for having us out, and we'll do it again in a couple of weeks from here. Check out Devoli's House of Cards if you haven't yet, right here in St. Johns County. We'll see you on TV later tonight, CBS 47 and Fox 30. Have a good night, everybody. Back at it tomorrow at 3 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Today on Hey Culligan, sustainability and better water. Here's Sam.
Hey Culligan, I'm really into sustainability. My clothes, my utensils, my food. But how do I